Hello, everybody! What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome to Beyond the Realms, episode 56?
57.
57, one up. You were on a streak, Kevin. The streak's over. The streak's over.
I was so confident. I even said the fucking number like right away. Usually I was like,
since Kevin got the number wrong, 0.
Put the timer back to 0.
Damn it.
There we go.
It's
back
been this
to
many
0.
days since Kevin's got it wrong.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Beyond the Realm. So awesome, so good to see you all in the chat once again for joining us today to start off your nerdy week like we always do for almost 2 years running.
Woo!
Almost 2 years we've been gathering together here on Mondays to escape the insanity of this world and have fun in our own for 4 hours every week. So lovely to see you on the chat. Thank you so much for joining us today. What are we going to talk about off the bat? Oh, yes, we have a particular giveaway going on over at the Dicecream Instagram. We were all fortunate enough to do a really awesome giveaway with C4 Labs and that awesome heart-shaped tray they have going on for Valentine's Day, which I believe you can still get on their site. But this week, we're doing a giveaway with our other amazing sponsor of the show. You know him, you love him. It's Crit Kit, everybody. And speaking of Crit Kit, our players, fucking talk about long-term storytelling, finally got their dice sets. Hey, look at that jazz. So awesome that our hot sauce. So awesome that our players finally got their Crit Kit sets, got them in there, and this was possible because Crit Kit, y'all, finally launched their North American store. I believe if it's launched yet or it's about to be launched, they launched a new website. I believe it's criticalkit.us. Where you can sign up for their mailing list, so be able to get notified once the shop is 100% online. There'll be all sorts of deals and things going on. You can get sets just like this, but a few of the sets the players got, which also connects to our giveaway, is the awesome Geralt of Rivia fucking dice sets, which I believe John and Ben both procured as well. This dice set, y'all are crazy for freaking Witcher merch. I swear to God, once I made that post about this dice set, that went crazy viral there for a little bit. And everyone always asks me, like, where to get them, when are they getting back in stock? Well, not only are all of those Witcher freaking sets in stock, Crit Kit, but we got a giveaway on the Dicecream Instagram once again that you could win your own very set of the Geralt of Rivia dice set, y'all. So we're going to be announcing that winner next week. We just launched that late this week. So if you want to get in on that giveaway, it's going to be running all week long, and then you'll be able to find out who won that set on next week's session of Beyond the Realms after our break. So thank you so much, Crit Kit, for that awesome giveaway, and thank you so much for sending our players some amazing sets of dice. And as always, everyone, don't forget to use promo code Dicecream15 to get 15% off your first purchase. And of course, we mentioned them already, but we got to also give a shout out to our other amazing sponsor of the channel, C4 Labs, everybody. If you are in need of some quality, very well made TTRPG accessories, dice trays, all that good stuff, many styles and sets, something for everyone, go over to c4labs.com, go give them a look-see. There's some amazing stuff. And pretty soon, Dicecream dice trays, we've been teasing it for a long time, will soon to be available on their site as well. So we'll make sure to let you all know when that is all happening and all that good stuff. Okay, what else? It's giveaway. We got the sponsor shout-outs. D&D in a Castle update. I've been notified that we got players at my table, y'all, at the end of March. 3 of them, to be in fact. Plus, got confirmation on some very cool special guests who will also be attending my table at D&D Nick Castle. And as far as I know, my table's booked. It's booked solid. It is gone. For those of you who might have been waiting, I'm sorry, but the table is spoken for. So thank you so much, D&D Castle, for this amazing opportunity. I'm so stoked. I can't believe it. We're going to do it. We're doing it big at the end of March. Going to be in the UK for 3 whole nights for that event. And there may be rumors, whispers that old Dicecream may be taking a little pilgrimage around Europe afterwards. Maybe taking 2 weeks to do a little vacay in Europe and the UK and all that jazz.
I'm gonna find you, Kevin.
You will. I'll find you.
I will.
I'll find you.
That is both a threat and a promise.
Exactly. So I finally get to see good old Benjamin here in the flesh, go over the pond to see him, and also get a chance to see all of you wonderful fans, viewers, watchers from Europe and abroad. So there'll be more info on the old Dicecream socials as that date gets closer. But it would be amazing to see you all, whether you're, European D&D creators or game makers of any kind. We're calling it the Dicecream European Tour, y'all. Just gonna go around to all the countries, see all the lovely faces. So yeah, if you're a D&D fan, anything watching the channel, give us a shout. Maybe we can do a little meetup or something. That'd be really cool. But yeah, y'all, I think that's all I have off the bat. So I think with all that said and done, everybody, like we do here every week on the Dicecream Twitch channel on Mondays, grab your favorite drink, grab your favorite sets of dice, and let us once again dive on into tonight's session of Beyond the Realms. Last we left off, the party known as the Frostbreakers are in hot pursuit against a very particular, very evil Aarakocra mage known as Gloomwing, who has taken upon themselves to seek out these world-ending items known as Titan relics. Been following Gloomwing's path for some time that's taken you to the material plane, Icewind Dale, the Feywild, and now is taking you back to material plane, particularly to a place called the Canyon of Lost Souls, which has untold mystery and arcane lore attached to it. Many of them you are still a bit unprivy to, but mentions of an ancient Denzian falling down from the heavens, crash landing into this desert plain, creating the Canyon of Lost Souls, which is just like a multitude of gorges, red rock gorges, all converged into this sharp, hot, inhospitable labyrinth of arcane madness. Before settling in the tented town of Otanzu, you kind of gathered your forces, found a guide to take you through the Canyon of Lost Souls known as Neth, Shadar Kai, a guide known as Windwalkers to help you with this process. Upon entering the Canyon of Lost Souls, traveled first at night, and it seemingly went fairly well, with, of course, Ramira kind of trying to open up Neth a bit, trying to get some more information on who they are, what their deal is, and you found out that they're actually connected to an older group of NPCs that you had met in our story known as the Ghostwood Clan, and that Neth was the mentor of their leader, who they had mentioned all that time ago. So upon traveling for a bit, you found a place to make up camp for the night, and with Neth trying to offering to take up watch, not really needing to sleep, Ramira and Neth had a bit of a heart-to-heart, a little bit of back and forth throughout that night, with Ramira convincing Neth to show them a little bit of their abilities, show us, why we should trust you to be our protector, kind of thing. And with Neth revealing a very powerful sort of Shadar Kai innate ability, attracted these arcane scarabs, these pearlescent blue and yellow insectoids that love to munch on magical weapons, items, that kind of thing, that kind of just sprouted out of the chasm that you were settling next to. And through firing spells at them, were developing some type of pollen that, when fluttered out of their wings and hit the ground, these animated sandstorms started to appear. And the fight was on, with the rest of the party getting awoken from all the noise outside, rushing to Ramira and Neth's aid. Battle ensued, although not too much wear and tear to be said. You did a good job of kind of using your ranged abilities to keep the scarab swarm and the sand silhouettes, as they were, and you've come to know them as, at bay. And there was a few really cool, unique abilities displayed by the sand silhouettes and the arcane scarabs. All it took was just a snap of the finger from Mr. Fiend, the giant hypnotic pattern, to just knock out all those fools, and you took off. And with Neth very much putting very big importance on, we have to get up high. We cannot stay on the ground anymore. We need to get up high, at least for the next while. And you felt like a rumbling started to come underneath your feet, and as Neth helped you to traverse up the canyon cliff sides, it was about 60 feet up, and you, I think Farrell did pass without a trace to keep your presence very well hidden. A group of sandworms just broke out of the ground and started looking around for you. Some stealth rolls were made, and pretty much everyone was covered except for Tarek, with one fell swoop of a nat 1 sneeze, attracted one of the sandworms over to your position, but with another set of stealth rolls, could not find you, went about their merry way. But with Neth now telling you, we cannot camp here anymore, we have to continue throughout the night. So you traversed more into the night to find another place where you could try and rest, finding another cave about a few hours journey from where you were, seemingly abandoned. Farrell went to investigate, transformed into a small widow bat, fluttered into that cave to investigate, make sure it was safe for y'all to spend the night. Not finding too much inside, except some weird slime trails coming in from the entrance into the far back. A pile of displacer beast bones that were kind of piled up and chewed on were discovered amongst some other bones of what seemed to be local prey for a displacer beast, but also fairly weird, as displacer beasts are not really a desert animal of any type, but with the insane mystery of the Canyon of Lost Souls, with lore and rumors of rifts in space and time kind of echoing throughout these chambers. I think Neth even mentioned that there have been rumored to be rifts into other planes at just any given time. So what could be found around these parts, extremely volatile. But having seen that there was no evidence of anything left inside, you decide to make that your camp for the night. And with Neth once again offering to keep watch, the rest of you laying out your bedrolls and trying to get some fucking sleep for once during this journey, Sir Strange wound up. I had a particular conversation, I believe, with Ramira about some unanswered tales of Sir Strange's past that Sir Strange could no longer let them go unanswered, and a meeting was had, and some hard truths came out, and
they were a baby daddy.
Sir Strange revealing to Ramira that they indeed do have a past lover and a daughter, a child. Whether Sir Strange chose to leave that family, whether they were parted under different circumstances, I believe, are still left to be said. But
yeah, were they, Kevin?
Tell me.
But with the two of them having this conversation and kind of laying that on the line, Ramira left feeling, I don't know if confused is the right word, but conflicted about the situation. I'm not really sure where to go from there. And I think with Ramira sort of going back to sleeping arrangements, Sir Strange noticed Neth on top of a nearby cliff wall, gazing up at the stars and giving a certain prayer to the Queen of Night and Magic, that being, of course, their patron, their everything. Neth was the loyal bodyguard of the Queen of Night and Magic for a very long time. Connecting Sir Strange and Neth was inevitable, and with Sir Strange kind of seeing Neth give this prayer, decided to confront Neth about their relationship to Queen of Night and Magic, that being Sir Strange is the son of the Queen of the Shadow Realm. And with Neth hearing this, almost not believing it at first, took a bit of convincing, but after a while could see the very similar eyes and facial details of the mother of the Shadowfell in Sir Strange, and had never even met the supposed child of the Queen of Night and Magic. And through a very intimate conversation, Neth started to piece together why Sir Strange was here and why the Frostbreakers were voluntarily traversing through this insanely deadly environment, with the rest of you being fairly cagey to Neth, not really revealing why you're here, what the whole thing with Gloomwing, the Titan relics. But Neth, having been here for a while, knows a lot more of the land and knows about the Titan lore a bit, and revealed some very interesting things regarding Titans as well, and their connection to Mithrandane, that being the Autumn Court in Feywild. So, with all that said and done, Neth took a knee and basically gave their services over to Sir Strange. And although the Queen of Night and Magic might be around anymore for them to give service to, they would happily give that service and that loyalty over to their next of kin, with Sir Strange almost getting a loyal bodyguard in that sense. So, with all that said and done, we pick up from that moment of Sir Strange and Neth walking back towards the cave, and with, I believe, Neth going to pick up Tarek for the next watch. And I believe we ended it with Tarek starting to walk up towards the cave entrance where Sir Strange was.
I think Ramira was actually coming to wake Tarek up because she was ahead of Strange when they had their conversation.
Right.
Yeah. I think she gives them a little time and is like, they're having a conversation. Yeah. So she kind of waits it out a little bit and then is like, hey, Tarek. It's your watch.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah, fine. Where's Strange?
I think they went out to
Out?
catch some air.
Right. Okay.
Strange said that they'd be going to bed soon, so.
I see. Well, I'll check in with them then.
All right.
Tarek will get up. And yeah, we'll just kind of head on up towards...
I wrinkle next to Farrell.
Snuggles. You can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Apparel instantly rolls over, puts an arm around you.
Aw.
Cuddles.
Yeah, Tarek will head up towards the top where Strange and Neth are.
So, again, Neth kind of leading Sir Strange to the entrance of the cave. Neth just gives a brief aside to Sir Strange and just says, I'm going to take a bit of scouting up ahead of this route. I'll be right back. And just starts to go down sort of the long, jagged, winding, rocky pathway with the encased canyon walls fairly close together. The pathway kind of widens and then narrows a bit as it kind of goes forward, but they just want to get a bit of make sure that this route is kind of clear. So you see them just kind of wandering off before they just disappear in a black smoke of teleport.
Damn. All right.
Neth don't mess around. Yeah, Tarek will just kind of keep going until he finds Strange.
Yeah. And I'll have Strange probably just still standing around, staring at the sky ever so often.
Strange.
Hello, Tarek.
You feeling all right?
Yes and no.
Understandable, given the circumstances. Is it a bad time?
I think with the Frostbreakers, there's never really a good time, or a good time that lasts long. I think at this point in time, I'm all right.
I see. Perhaps you and I should talk.
We should. And Strange is gonna like close their arms off like this and just like stare.
Oh boy. Listen, Strange. I know a lot has happened recently with memories returning and certain revelations and certain statements that have been made. I know that it might seem like the two of us might be on opposing sides, as it were, but that's not the case. And I want to make sure of that. Find common ground.
How are your memories doing?
Still gone. I haven't had any come back as of yet. One day, though, hopefully.
Tark, can I ask you something?
Of course.
For the longest time I've known you, I've known multiple patrons that you've been involved with. Very little information given about them, but multiple.
Yes.
Now, I think I have an answer as to why, but I want to ask you first. Why the change?
Well, multiple different reasons. The first time was, well, not of my own choice. It was the first memory I had. The first voice I heard, the first being I knew outside of myself. At least that's how he tried to make it seem after he took all of my memories. And tried to make me into a weapon. And later, well, I found something better. Or at least that's what I thought. And then, well, I got tired of it. I got tired of turning on everyone, using everyone the same way that my patrons did, the same way that I had been used. I didn't want to do that anymore. That's why. I thought this time it would be different. I thought that this time, well, I wouldn't just be someone's pawn in their game. But I was wrong. Clearly. I'm not going to make that same mistake again.
What you just said, being a pawn in someone else's game, being a weapon, being a tool.
Yes.
That, for the most part, is all I know. Which is why I have to do the things that I have to do.
I know. I understand your motivation. I understand where they come from. We were both used. We both had our memories taken. We were both used by someone else against our will. And I understand why you want to fight back. So do I. But, sir, go on.
Tarek, that's the difference between you and I. I'm not fighting back. Because fighting back implies that they have the opportunity to get back up again. I'm not going to let that happen. Every time I've left a loose end, people have died. People have gotten hurt. people that I've cared about leaving my life.
So that's it then. You say they. Do you mean more than just Odin? The whole of Asgard? You blame all of them for what happened to you. I understand why you would be upset and angry at Odin. So am I. I'm angry for you. What he has done is vile and disgusting and wrong. He is who you should focus your anger towards.
I'll say this. My intention is not to destroy Asgard itself. Odin is my target, as well as anyone who follows him and fights beside him. They will die. Anyone who surrenders and gives up those ideals of conquering, taking, I won't be bothered by it.
So he will spare those who don't follow him? Because the way you phrased it before, it made it sound like you were going to start an all-out war between the realms, killing anyone and everyone that stood in your way. That's why I was concerned.
If they get in my way. Ultimately, it is the ideal of Asgardians reflected from Odin which made them the way they were. I am simply giving it back with interest.
I understand.
I don't wish, and admittedly I did, to kill every Asgardian. There are good Asgardians.
There are plenty.
I know, because I was raised among them. Admittedly used as a tool, but still.
Yes.
I met a good Asgardian. You.
It's very
We're going to have differences. We're going to fight. We're going to cross paths more than once, and I'm sure of it. You might not agree with the things I have to do, and I might not agree with the things you'll have to do. But ultimately, whatever path we come across, wherever we might diverge, that will never change how I look upon you. It has never changed, even with my memories gone. You are a good Asgardian, and perhaps an even better man. I'm going to be honest. I want war. But a war to end all of them. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of it all. I've always been fighting. I've always been killing, and I've been pretty fucking good at it.
Yes.
One day I'll stop. But until my enemy stops breathing, I will not.
Right. Ultimately, we have the same goal then. Free Asgard from its current ruling. Make things better. Punish those who deserve to be punished for what they've done. Conquering is not the way forward. That we can agree on. Things need to change. And some people won't change.
Yes.
Those who are willing to change, we have to give them a second chance, even if they've wronged us.
String just pauses for a moment, just like you can hear the tapping of the
Yeah.
pauldron with their finger.
Yeah. Eric is very aware he's walking a very fine line, and he's trying his best not to cross it.
Asgard is but partial of my concern, because I understand that the Feywild also must be reformed.
It must.
But I'm not going to be the one to do it. It's not my responsibility to inherit the wrongs of what my father has done and what the court has done. My war is with Asgard. Once it's done, it's done. I go back to the Feywild, see what happens. If it continues to do the same, I no longer wish to be there. In fact, I think I found something a lot nicer than the Feywild.
Oh?
Yes.
What did you find?
Wouldn't you like to know? And Strange smiles. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think, however you word it, however you phrase it, we've come to an agreement. But one thing is certain, and I hope that you understand. I'm going to kill Odin.
I hope that it doesn't have to come to that. But I understand why you would want to. I do. I just don't want any more bloodshed. That's what I really want. That's why I worry when you mention war, because war always brings casualties. Always.
And so does peace. What do you think happened to my mother? And my people? No one wants bloodshed. But the one thing I've understood about it all is how much we want to pray for peace, how much we want to wonder if there will ever be an everlasting peace. Like every other great nation, civilization, or people, blood must be spilled, whether we like it or not.
And understand this. I'm not going to let innocents get hurt. That is my line.
Oh, my phone.
Stranger,
my sending stone. Shit.
Oh. Sorry, do you need to get that? Is that important? Sorry.
Mom?
I think.
I know. I'm holding you to it.
Please do. Odin is a special case, though.
Oh, yes.
And he represents everything that Asgard currently is and always has been. And if there is to be a change, I understand he has to go. Whether that is through your method, or hopefully another way. Find another way. But
Tarek,
yes.
if there is another way, and you can show me that there is another way, that'll work, where everyone will be okay, then I won't have to do the things that I have to do. If you can do that, that'd be great. But if you can't, understand this. I've accepted that I'm not going to be the hero in someone else's story. I'd rather be someone else's villain than see my people die, no matter the cost. And ultimately, it's up to my perspective of what I see as the greater good. If you can find something else, I'd happily drop my sword.
So do you see yourself as a villain then? Is that what you're telling me?
I see myself as a tired individual with very few options and not enough patience to let things slide.
All right then. I will try and find another way. I will do everything in my power to make another way. But if there isn't one, I will stand with you. And I mean that.
And I will use what the gods gave me.
Tarek will step forward to Strange and just hold out an arm. It's great then.
Strange reaches out, but instead of grabbing their hand and shaking it, it's their forearm and shakes it.
Tarek does the same.
Anyways, it's your watch.
It is.
And I've had multiple emotional moments.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay down.
Yes, that's probably a good idea.
Probably. Don't die, Tarek.
I'll try not to. At least not again.
It's okay, I'll bring you back again anyway. And Strange just walks off.
Is there a limit to how many times you can... You know what? Don't answer that. I don't want to know.
Just hear clattering where Strange is laying down.
Just gonna sleep in the armor. Okay. No.
It's my comfort space. It's my safe space.
All right. So Strange going off to get some well-deserved rest. Great conversation there, guys. So yeah, roll perception there, Tarek.
I'm gonna roll with my cricket dice. That is pretty good. Plus my +5 perception that I now have. That is a 22. 17 + 5.
Okay. So it's, again, the night's fairly calm. You still can hear sort of the crickets in the nighttime sort of activity chirping away. Stars are out, full bloom. It's very, very beautiful. Even like weird sort of northern lights hue, like a paintbrush just wafting through the night sky of greens and blues, kind of accompanying all the sea of stars. Kind of tapping your foot, just kind of looking around. You're in a fairly like tight space as well. Like the way the canyon walls are like fairly closed in. There's just like this tight sort of pathway, and you're just like, when you look out into the cave, you're just seeing like sheer rock wall and just like a tight pathway that goes left and it kind of goes right. Every so often you can kind of see, not in the atmosphere necessarily, but like in the sky, not that far from you, just twinges of sparks kind of erupting here and there, just like almost like spark plugs, kind of or like a static electricity that's kind of reacting to the strangeness of the land kind of around you. But again, some time passes, don't hear any suspicious activity, sounds, rumbling, everything's fairly quiet.
Tarek will just be kind of pacing back and forth, just thinking on the conversation he had with Strange, feeling a little relieved that they've come to somewhat of an agreement, as he was quite concerned.
Did you roll insight checks?
No, I did not. Fuck. I was joking.
I'm joking.
Fuck. Yeah. And as he's kind of pacing and thinking about everything and thinking about what might happen, in the very near future. He thinks back to when we were last out on Asgard, and thinks about when he was with Odin, and Odin sort of like communed with Mjolnir. He thinks about that and has a moment where he just stops and thinks, can I do that? No. Maybe? Kind of summons Mjolnir to his hand. Just tries to focus. Doesn't speak anything aloud, but just kind of tries to focus on the hammer and see if he can find some sort of connection. I don't know if I'm even talking to anyone right now, but can you understand me? Just waits.
Roll intelligence first, Arcana second.
Intelligence and then Arcana. Just straight in.
Yeah.
Okay. 18 plus 2 on in, so unnatural 20. And then Arcana. Another 17 plus 7. Cricket, you're rolling me well today. So, so unnatural 20 for intelligence, and then maths, 24? Yes, 24 for Arcana.
Yeah. So you kind of remember that moment with Odin communing with Mjolnir, speaking to it, and you have an innate arcane relationship with the hammer already, having been wielding it for some time now, and a strange sort of connection that don't really understand fully at this point. There could be more to be revealed. You did remember that being in the Feywild with the powerful Danzian of the tree telling you that parts of this hammer has been hidden from you and kind of
put a child lock on it. The best
child lock on it and kind of hid away from you other aspects of it, and that pathway now becoming more open to you. And you kind of focus on it. You kind of answer that question. You can see the runes on the side sort of like a little bit of spark, arcane magic kind of wafting into the hammer from you holding it and sort of reacting, and you can see little tiny veins of electricity coming off the sides as you're kind of holding it, and it's kind of reacting, but it's not like speaking or talking in any way.
Okay. It's something, at least. It reacted. That's something. I don't know if you can communicate back to me, but if you can hear me, I hope you know that I'm trying to do the right thing by everyone. I hope that's what you want. Trying to do what is right. Doris did so many wrong things and was so selfish for so long. Trying to do better and trying to do right by everyone. Trying to prove that I am worthy. Putting everyone before myself. There's so many things I want to go and do. But all of this comes first. And saving as many people as possible, that's what's important. I hope we can work together on this. Just leaves it at that.
Okay. Parting those words onto Mjolnir and finish up the rest of your watch. Who else would you like to take up for the next part?
Oh, for the next watch?
You got Fiend and you got Feral.
Ivy, was that you said you wanted to? Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say hi.
Oh, hello.
I don't know if John had anything that you wanted to do on Fiend's Watch. We didn't really talk about it.
If there was something either of you wanted to do, Tarek can absolutely wake you through review.
No, I don't have anything that I want that Fiend needs to do or say.
Okay. Tarek will just wake up Farrell then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Farrell,
What?
watch.
Oh.
I don't think we all agreed on official watches. If you don't mind, I can wake Fiend if.
No. It's good to gently remove my arm off of Ramir. Like, try not to wake her up. Just. It's fine.
Still that thing where it's like.
Ramira is that person who holds on to whoever they're struggling with. Don't let me go, Jack.
Jade?
God, no.
Strangers in the corner looking like they're dead. You know how when people sleep, they look like dead, like just got hit by a car?
Just all sprawled out.
One leg twisted the other.
I'll just look over and be like, I promise that was strangers
Did you hit
sleeping. No.
Twitch.
We actually had a
Twitch.
really good conversation, actually. So
Conversation or like conversation?
yeah. Well, I mean,
No, you said this one. Like, did you?
conversation, about, war between the realms and, finding common ground, stuff like that. Long story short, I didn't do that to them. They're just sleeping. That's just what they do. I didn't hit them.
Murder.
Swear.
The tiefling doth protest too much. Right. I'm gonna go take a watch.
Yeah, you should do that.
Don't wake Ramir up.
I want to just step over him.
Yay.
Tries to grab his leg and it's like,
Did you say toot?
He's having Mammoth Ramira dreams.
Yeah, she's been doing that a lot.
Hmm.
You might hear little noises. It's fine. She's fine. So I will leave to go take my watch.
All right.
We'll do the hack and
As
slip.
Tarek goes over to the sleeping quarters of the cave.
Yes,
come
this
up-
patch of ground.
Oh yes,
Sleeping
patch of
quarters.
rock
Right here.
and bones.
Very comfy.
Oh yes.
Go over to the entrance, kind of walking out through the night sky, kind of illuminating the corridor of the rock walls. You can just see two little feet kind of starting to dangle on the upper part of the cave mouth wall.
Kind of look up, or is it above me, or
Above you, yeah.
yeah? I'll just gotta look up. Can I walk out of the cave? Look up.
It's Neth,
Of course.
back from their little scout mission. They're just kind of looking up the night sky and just sharpening one of their daggers.
Just gonna wave a little, see if I have their attention or not, or if they're just completely focused on what they're doing. So,
Hello down there.
hello up there.
Can't sleep.
Oh, my watch.
Oh, right.
You?
Well, I don't really ever sleep in much days. Don't really need to.
I was about to say, by choice or just lack of need?
A little bit of both.
Hmm.
Kind of helps the whole staying in perpetual excitement, I guess. Never
Let's
getting
call
enough sleep.
adrenaline or depression. One of the two or both.
One can kind of go into the other these days.
Okay,
but,
great. So it's both.
just try to distract it most of this time.
Hmm.
How are the others doing?
I mean, kind of glancing into the cave of where Sir Strange is just laid out. Everything else looks peaceful enough. I think they're all right. A little worn out, but no more than usual.
And Neth kind of sharpening the blade, kind of puts it back in the sheath and just kind of arches forward, and they do just kind of this tumble where they land perfectly on their feet kind of next to you, just with the slightest of subtle sounds too, just onto the rock ground. So, haven't much time to really get to know most of you. Have you all known each other very long? I kind of noticed that, most of you are tieflings. I don't know if you were family or related or anything. Even though I don't think all tieflings are related. I just, I'm not very good at conversation.
And I was the bad guy previously for putting my own foot in my mouth.
That girl just is staring like with one
my God.
eyebrow cocked.
You can tell Neth is just not very good at
Is not very
conversation, and they're kind of just putting their foot in their mouth. It's like
It's okay. No, we're not related. We're just all friends. I've known the other two tieflings for a while now. And then Ramir and Sir Strange less than, but nonetheless, still just as important.
Had a little bit of a chat with Sir Strange. And
quite the character.
Yes, quite. Finally, I have a little bit of more insight into what you're all doing out here.
What do you think?
Titan relics? There's many people that choose to be out here for many different reasons. Some for glory, some for acquiring fame through very insanely rare finds, items, weapons from a time long since past. Not very many, very few come out here for the actual, rarely ever seen nor found Titan relics.
Yeah, we're not really one for subtle.
I've seen the limits of your subtlety.
I'm sorry, but wasn't the whole scarab thing partly on you, though? Like, that's... maybe you also are not the best at subtlety, so, like...
I feel like I'm never gonna let that be down, am I?
I mean...
Let's just say your friend Ramira is very disarming.
I know she is. And that's part of her charm.
It's been a while since I could find people I could maybe relate to. Lutanzu's not the most friendliest of cities, as you have probably come to find.
I did notice that a little bit. It's not the friendliest, but I'm gonna be honest, we're not normally in the friendliest of places, so I think we're just a little more used to it.
And this thing, this person, entity that's going after these relics when you're hunting.
I think you know them as safe.
Right. What are they?
Well, they used to be my boss. They used to be my employer, and now they're something entirely different than what I thought they were. They're not a god. They're just a wannabe one. And they will go to great lengths to achieve that goal.
That path never ends well. History has shown us. But there are those that have achieved it before. It's
And
not impossible.
he is very determined. You've had a long time to think about this.
You have, so if this person as powerful as you say they are, you found a way to defeat them? You found a way to
We're hoping
test them?
that's what this does. Or at least puts a damper on their plans. It wouldn't be the first time we fought a wannabe god.
It's not.
No, little G. Not big G, like little G, but nonetheless.
What other gods have you faced? This is not many times in this lifetime that you get to find people who have fought gods of smaller stature or otherwise. Was it the gods of the gnomes or like a god of insects or something?
I feel like that would have been a much better story. There is a reason that we go by Frostbreakers. And it is partly because the Prince of Frost in the Feywild is not our biggest fan.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
The onslaught from the Winter Court that came to the material plane.
Killed many.
You were the defenders. That was you?
Us among some other noble heroes, but yes.
Bravo. Very well done. Very well done.
Well, thank you. But
was it true there was someone with a flying unicorn or something?
There was.
That's true. Oh.
This is true.
I thought that was just completely made up.
Oh, no. Leader of the Valkyries. She's lovely.
Don't know if I've ever met them before.
She's lovely.
I would love to see a unicorn one day.
Yeah. You know what? I could definitely see you on a unicorn. Like this whole attire on a unicorn would be fabulous.
You think?
I think it'd be great.
Sometimes I get a little afraid to go out of my comfort zone sometimes. I just
No, you should do it.
And gray and
believe me.
Gray tones, just stick to what I know,
You know what? I know a couple of bars. I think that they could offer a couple of different things for you.
I guess it is overdue for a bit of a costume change. Where we're going, I must admit, I've never found the end to the Canyon of Lost Souls. I've heard myths, I've heard rumors. I can take you as far as I go, but I don't want to get your hopes up.
I think that's something both tragic and wonderful about this group. We have hope more in each other than we do in any adventure or quest or object. And the small amount of hope that we do have is only in each other.
And how do you handle conflict?
Me personally or the group? Because me, I will just arson everything. I'm
sure you do. I'm sure you do.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but like...
I meant more with...
Do I just give off the vibes of arson? Is that what you're kind of suggesting?
I mean, I wouldn't outright say it, but...
I think, you know what? That's fine. No.
Feel like at any given notice, just...
Yeah, maybe when I'm angry, like not all the time, but like, as for how we handle conflict as a party, we support each other best we can. We have a couple of very heavy hitters. We have a wonderful person to heal us in the background, as well as hold their own. We may not do the best as a group all the time, but when we do come together as a team, it's fairly impressive. I mean, we haven't all survived, this long for no reason.
I couldn't help but overhear your friends Tarek so strange seem to have a little bit of a conflict themselves.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. They are on, I don't want to say opposing sides because that's not quite accurate. But they've both been through a lot. It's taken them a long time to get even to where they are now. We'll figure it out, one way or another.
I'll take it from somebody that has seen a lot of opposing sides eventually crumble friendships from the inside out.
I think it comes from the experience of causing them. You know, you cause something like that. You cause a inner conflict or a crumbling of a relationship or a crumbling of a friendship, and you just learn to recognize the ones that'll make it and the ones that won't. And I think looking between the two of Tarek and Sir Strange, if it comes to blows, I feel like they'd both regret it in the end, no matter how it ended.
But one would have to do what they will have to do.
Yeah. But I think that's the thing about all of us is that we know at the end of the day, we have to do what we have to do.
This path we're leading down, there may come a time when many of you, all of you, will have to look that choice straight in the mirror and choose a side. And what I'm concerned with is who is going to choose the side of all of us, and who's going to choose the side of themselves.
Well, if it comes to the good of many versus the good of a few, I feel like most of us would choose the good of the many and make the hard choice. Or die trying.
And if your friends were hanging in the balance, if those that you loved most dear were on one side, and the fate of the world on the other, you can honestly say you choose the world.
I think she'll kind of like glance off into like the nothingness that is this area. I would like to say I'd choose the world, but the world is cruel. The world is a mess. The world is constantly fighting. The world is constantly tragic. But I think that my friends would understand if I chose the world over them because they would make the same choice, or at least I would hope they would. Maybe not Fiend, but...
Oh, why is that?
Mostly just because I think Fiend has a very vivid, detailed way that they'd like to see their world someday.
Mine.
Yes, exactly.
My world. Influence on the my.
As for my loved ones, it wouldn't be the first time I've abandoned someone, so I feel like the choice would just once again be me making maybe the wrong one. But I would have to say the world and trust my friends and my loved ones to take care of themselves. Because with this looming war between Asgard and Feywild and the material plane, it could happen. And I can't say I'm going to be ready to make that choice. I don't think anybody would be ready for that choice. There's only so much you can do to prepare for that.
So there is a war coming.
I think to an extent.
Interesting.
What of you? What choice would you make?
A long time ago, I made a choice in service of others. And it cost me dearly. Would I have to make that choice again? It's hard to say. I don't want the world to burn. I don't want innocents to die. But in a multiverse of infinite possibilities, realms blinking in and out of existence in the blink of an eye, those choices start to become muddied. But
Are you satisfied with the choice you made?
that's something I have to ask myself every day.
Hmm. And what answer have you come up with?
I should have never left her side.
You know, years ago, I made the choice to leave friends of mine. No mother, no goodbye, just bad things happened. And now I get to deal with the repercussions of that choice. And trying to come back or fix to some extent what I've done. It's not impossible. It's hard. But you know what the hardest part is? It's learning to forgive yourself for those choices. Even after bad things happen.
Suppose you're right. It's a muscle I'm not used to exercising very often.
Believe me, I'm still learning. I would lie if I said it was easy.
And just kind of looks up at the sky as the blackness of the night is starting to turn up in hue, kind of getting that dull blue color as morning is slowly approaching. Well, I'm sure we'll have much to talk about in the next day.
I'm
Not that
sure.
far away from the Oasis now, so hit there, take a bit of rest, and on to the last leg of the journey. May the gods have mercy on us all, eh?
I don't believe in gods.
I did once.
I just believe in powerful people.
That's true.
Probably gotta chuckles to herself because she's not had someone agree with her before about that.
You can see this sort of like this faded history that Neth is continuously kind of just introspective about, and a lot of your perspectives on people in power, people who dictate that power and their effects on the world and their friends and the environments around them seemingly having a similar kind of outlook with you.
You know, if it helps, I think that the people that you're so worried that you hurt would forgive you. Even if you don't forgive yourself first. Just something to think about.
And you see that kind of, not shock, but that those words really kind of hitting home. You can see them kind of gestating and thinking about them. Looks up. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go make
out of
sure the
bounds.
others are starting to get up.
Right. We'll leave at first light.
Sure,
Thank you.
Hmm?
Farrell.
anytime.
Just like disappears in a black cloud of dust and smoke again.
God, I love that trick of his.
But yeah, take your watch. Roll your perception.
I will roll. Roll for perception from my cricket dice. Ooh, it's not too bad. Perception. Oh, wow. That's a lot more than I realized my... Okay. Okay. 25.
25. Again, it's a bit quiet at first. And then you can kind of hear this really faint sound. Hard to describe. It's not a rumbling necessarily, but movement sort of beyond the chasm walls that you're kind of, that's surrounding you at the moment. Feels like many, many footprints, very lightly, way off in the distance, kind of skittering around. You hear a couple rock kind of falling from various rock walls nearby. A little bit of movement, something, but nothing too alarming.
I'm gonna turn kind of back into the cave, kind of thinking about what I've also just told, this other person of something that she hasn't quite mastered herself, and kind of reflect on that as she walks back into the cave to see if everyone is starting to get up yet.
Okay.
Ramira is up and squidging. What
As you
happened to
roll-
Strange?
Oh, Tarek said they didn't hit him, or didn't hit them.
Sure.
I'm gonna walk over.
As you're all beginning to wake up, you see Sir Strange kind of like barely moving as they're kind of like one
I kick their foot.
arm and a foot kind of twitches a bit. Ramira kind of the first one to get up, start getting their stuff ready. Tarek as well, moving a bit. But you notice that Mr. Fiend has not gotten up yet.
Oh.
I know.
Hey, John, what
Hey,
you doing,
I
buddy?
don't like that.
I'll just
Hold on. I kind of kick Sir Strange's foot,
yeah.
and thinking that the clang of metal will kind of arouse like everyone to cling
Good morning.
and look at
Mr.
It's
Fiend,
time to wake up.
you are surrounded in darkness. Turn around, there seems to be a spotlight on you with a pool of water reflecting all around. No walls in sight. Kind of moving around with your ankles splashing in the water. Hello? 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 Kind of turn around 360 and it's just kind of darkness all around you. This luminous light kind of lighting yourself in place. And then as you like turn around again, you see the Tree of Infinity. once more, gleaming with the multicolored light, just as it was when you first saw it, when you're in that plane of the Feywild. You kind of notice it, and it kind of attracts you a little bit as you start to slosh towards it in the water.
Elder, are you there?
Don't hear anything.
Catherine?
Nothing still.
Move closer.
As the light shining on the tree starts to become a bit more vibrant, the multicolored rays of sun and light that was shining out from that realm in the Feywild kind of reflect off the leaves a little bit of the Tree of Infinity and kind of block your vision for a minute as you hear a very familiar giggle come out from behind the tree. As a familiar head pops out from behind the tree. The face of Loki, staring at you. Hello there, my friend.
Hello there, dearie.
How's the trip going? Did you bring your sunblock?
Well, let's just say I needed a tan. Spent too much time in ice.
True. Change of scenery is nice. You've been all over the globe at this point. You were in the snow, you were in the trees, now you've got a little bit of sun.
I would have guessed maybe I was a red tiefling this entire time.
Just kind of comes up from behind the tree. That visage of brown, gold, and green sets of armor and material, long flowing cloak. The golden tiara on the head with the two giant golden horns swaying out. So, how far along are we on our little goal here?
Well, how far are we on our little goal?
Working on it. I'm working on it. These things just don't happen overnight, you know.
Explain.
Well, complications, you know, can arise, and you want to make sure that when said release may happen, that it comes at the most opportune time. We didn't want to release all Daddy Dearest, and you're nowhere to be found. Could be eaten up by a yeti or shot down by many arcane gods. You know how this works.
Right, so you're saying that making me look like a fool in front of my party mates in the Feywild was a ruse. Getting you out of your word's bond was a ruse.
Oh, my friend, don't fret and take that personal. I just had to do what I needed to do to be able to work unencumbered.
Unencumbered, you say?
Yes, of course.
I'm to trust that you're going to keep your word after breaking out of the thing that was going to make you keep your word?
I know, right? It's really fucking weird.
And then I went and found Reynard, the other person who's known for not keeping their word, and forced him into a contract to do the same thing that I did to you, to do the same thing for me that you were going to do for me. Free my dad.
My friend. And he starts to walk towards you. You can see that you can hear the sloshing in the water. The infinite blackness all around you only being spotlit by these greens, purples, and radiant hues of a blackless sky above you. This image of the Tree of Infinity silhouetted by you and Loki's person. starts walking around you as his hand, thin, frail hand and fingertips kind of glances around your shoulders, kind of taking hold. I am here to, as much as I am here to help you, I'm also here to guide you, to give you some purpose, and make you learn some life lessons, my friend. And if there's anything that moment taught us, it's that gods of trickery are slippery little eels, aren't they? Try to make deals, they find ways to get out of them, they give you their word, they find ways to get out of them. And you took from that meeting that not only did you try to make a deal with a god of trickery, you went and found another god of trickery and made a similar deal with them. Now, I'm just curious. At one point, do we give you lessons to be learned before you fail again and they just stick into that brain of yours? I'm just curious.
Well, the difference is this time I didn't make a deal. This time I forced one into servitude.
Oh, yes, of course, because we all know how gods of trickery love keeping their word.
You see, Loki, there will be a reckoning at the end of this. I'll call it a long quest.
A reckoning? I've been privy to a few of those.
Right. You caused one. The whole Titan.
Well, I tried to. It wasn't extreme. It was 80%. The progress bar was right there.
We're going to finish that last 20%. Gloomwing, you, me, the Frostbreakers, Asgard, and the Fae. That 20% is going to come to conclusion in the coming months, weeks, days. At the end of that bar, as you call it, one of us is going to be dead.
Intriguing. How? Who? You? I hope not. I have a lot of fun with you, Fiend.
I have no intention of dying.
Or perhaps one of them. And looks over to another sort of empty space in this sort of wide span of water, and spotlight comes into view of the Frostbreakers. Points over to Farrell. This one? Oh, maybe this one? Tarek. This one. I mean, I think if you just push them in the water, they probably sink like a stone with all that armor on, and that's so strange.
Yeah.
Oh! Yeah. This one. Rhaenyra standing there.
You know
I
what's
think
funny?
That one might cause a bit of a stir, though.
You and I have played this game before. And as you just played it, lessons had to be learned.
Yes.
That one,
Mm-hmm.
and I prestidigitation a spotlight over Rhaenyra, has already died. That one, and I prestidigitation a spotlight over Tarek, has already died. This one, and I prestidigitation a spotlight over myself, has already died.
That's curious. I thought this was my dream sequence.
Death is only the beginning. Death isn't only the finale. By the end of this, I imagine more than one of us in this group will be dead. But we may not stay dead. And I imagine by the end of this whole endeavor, I will be a god. And that means a god will have to be dead for me to take their place. Will it be you?
Right. All that has happened before shall happen again. And if there is one person who would be a worthy successor, and they like rip off their face off of their skull, and it's your face underneath. It would be the god of fear.
Well, don't watch your back or anything. I don't want you to make this more difficult than it needs to be.
Not difficult at all, my friend. But it is a bit peculiar. And as they like put out their outstretched hand with their green leathers and gold armor to animate a cane that they now put on their side, as they kind of stride over, and their entire outfit kind of transforms more full attire with this long green trench coat with the ends kind of floating in the water, brown leather gloves, and a dark green tie with a black shirt underneath, their helmet gone with long flowing hair that streaks down. I wonder, and they're speaking in your voice with your face still like on their head. Are your friends privy to your ultimate goal? The ultimate goal to slay all the gods around town and take their place?
Of course they are. There should only be one god. Fiend.
Exactly. And what of the price of that seat of power? Would you sacrifice all of them to get it? And what happens when that is the only choice?
Explain.
Let's just say, out of the two of us here, one of us has actually seen a Titan resurrection ritual.
So you want me to resurrect Titans to kill the other gods?
No. Well, I mean, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
It would be, but I want to kill the other gods with my bare hands.
And what if I could tell you that in this ritual there is a possibility that with the right amount of sacrifice, that power of a Titan gets imbued into you?
I don't sacrifice friends.
Quite right. That's unheard of. We won't speak of it anymore.
I would sacrifice you, and I would sacrifice other gods.
I mean...
what about Odin?
Right.
What about,
Duffy
and hear me on this one, what if we could get Odin and the King of the Autumn Court all in one room?
The Oak Lord, you say?
Yes, the Oak Lord and Odin. Those two combined would have enough power between the two of them when nobody would need to be sacrificed. I have a friend who's been trying to accomplish this.
This could be done. The last time Titans were erected, and I would know, I helped, you needed a great deal of death and strife and war to make it happen. The stronger the connection to the deaths, the stronger the summoning of said Titan.
Now, what if I didn't want the Titan and I just wanted the Titan's power?
Ritual still has to happen, friend. The transformation of what becomes of that Titan, well, there's a bit of wiggle room in that. But imagine it. Picture it. Puts his hand over the water as it starts to transform into like 3D sort of models of the Autumn City of Mithrin Dane. and you see little miniatures of the Asgardian army and the the Feywild armies of the Autumn Court starting to go in together, smashing into each other. Now picture it. You let this war happen, right? A couple of ritual sacrifices here and there, la-di-da-di-da. The Titan is awoken. We get all Odin, get all Oak Lord, and he like puts out his hands that become like little like wooden mannequin toys in his hands. Get them right at the precipice of the Titan being erected, and little wooden parts of the dolls just shatter into a million pieces. Take them both out in one hit. But we need this ritual to kind of happen for that to do, because there's not a lot of big bang, huge explosions out there that will kill two gods in one stone. You get to kill two leaders that you are not very fond of, and neither am I. Let's just be real. And you have the potential to finally own that life-changing weapon that makes you lord over all. It's a pretty good deal.
And what do you get from all of this?
Let's just say I get the satisfaction of completing a very long project. But for you, when the time comes, will you let that opportunity slip by? Or will you seize it?
You let me worry about that. I don't make me the same mistake twice.
Quite right. Don't make the same mistake twice. When your time comes, seize it. Take control. Make it so your friends would never have to worry ever again about what happens to them, what happens to Hathaway, what happens to your father. You could throw the whole goddamn world into their own prison for all you're concerned.
What is the ritual that I need to know for this?
It'll come to you in time. I hear you're on hot pursuit of old beacon with feather wings over there.
Yes, I have to keep the Titan relics out of his hand, or else all of this is a pipe dream.
Once you reach old Gloomy, maybe they'll be in the middle of it, maybe not. I can't really remember if there's something in this area. I never really come here very often. Very dry, very drab. All I'm saying is, there's opportunities there. Maybe, if they get their hands on a relic, maybe just let them take it. Maybe let them start this ritual. Just get Odin and the Oak Lord in the final position. Watch the hammer fall.
Do you have a do you have any advice on how to clip old Gloomy's wings after the ritual is complete?
I know it'd be hard. That motherfucker's been roaming around trying to get all kinds of crazy relics to add to his collection, so...
Don't be coy.
Tell you what. Give me a sign when you're near old Gloomy. Maybe we'll talk then.
Alright. I'll put arcane energy into the ring. Make sure you're wearing it.
Quite right.
See
I
you
will
soon,
say-
then.
See you soon. All I will say, be careful of those you trust. You don't want this. Snaps the fingers, your party disappears, and that image of the old lord of the tree of infinity, with the dagger being put to their chest, and the sound of Hathawin echoing into the room. You don't want to be in a position where this could happen again. Be on your
Right. Never again. Lessons have to be learned.
Toodaloo. And with that, the lights fade. The light starts to open. And you find yourself waking up in the cave.
Just kicked Sir Strange's foot. The sound of metal.
Tarek!
Hello. Yes. I'm
Do
trying
you
to
have
wake you up.
sending?
Yes. What?
Contact the fox.
Right. What do you want me to say?
Ask him how close he is to Loki and if he can kill him soon.
Anything else?
Yes. Fiend stands up and walks over to a rock, pulls out a dagger, and cuts his fucking ring finger off.
Oh! Fiend!
What are you doing?
Oh, hi, everybody. Whoa! Whoa!
Ramira's gonna go over. Oh, did John freeze?
Oh, yep.
Getting your
Oh,
finger cut
no.
off is a really
It
nasty.
is a really nasty thing, yeah.
Oh no, I know what he did. He hit his desk. It turned his PC off.
Oh,
Oh,
my God.
hard reset, hard reset.
So, fun story. John hits his desk too hard, turns his PC. I love that playing
Can
Call
we
of
talk
Duty.
about this frozen picture of John?
I know, this is
John
a
cut their finger off, and it's just going.
I can tell it's not.
Just like
I
running
can-
around in circles,
I
screaming.
can tell also that's what's happened because his lighting's gone in front of him in that split second. His monitor's turned off
Yep.
before his PC lost
I
connection.
could just picture, like right now, Mr.
Well, you know
Crab,
what,
like,
everybody? With the finger being cut off,
A
I
break.
think it's a good time to
Oh, I
go
got-
into a break.
I want to take a
Yeah,
picture of
probably a
it.
good idea.
So why don't we take our break there? Really cool part to cut off, by the way. No pun intended. But yeah, everybody, we
I
will
hate
be
it.
back in 10, 15 minutes. Refresh the drink, stretch the legs. Don't go anywhere, anybody. We'll be right back. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our dramatic, sulky show. No, I'm kidding. Welcome back to Beyond the Realms, everybody. So we had a little bit of technical issues, but ended on a good cliffhanger there with Fiend having a little dream sequence with Loki, the god of the mischief, awakening in the cave, with everybody getting ready for another day of travel, and Fiend subsequently chopping off their finger that housed their skeleton key ring. So we're going to pick up right from that moment. John, don't hit your computer. All right. And go.
What the fuck?
What
Hey,
are you
what the
doing? I don't. She's gonna heal. She's gonna grab his bloody nub. Do you want this back? And then she picks it,
Just give me the ring.
and she's gonna use her necklace to heal his finger back. A little warning, that's like a serious artery tendon situation.
Do you want the
It's
finger?
not.
back?
No, I don't want the finger back. If I have my finger back, I'd be tempted to put the ring back on it. It's symbolism.
Is this because you had to grow the horn back? Like I
No, it's not because I had to grow the...
You don't continually.
Fiend, stop
Listen to me.
Stop ripping your limbs off. Stop it.
You're not a lizard.
Not about that. Fiend pockets his ring. Loki.
Oh, God.
Yes, and now we're all catching up with the idea that it's fucking terrible, right? If I say the name and then you catch up. All right. He just recently, in my dream, caught up with me and is trying to manipulate me again into doing something that obviously can't possibly benefit us as a group. It also couldn't possibly benefit me as an individual. So,
Interesting. What was he trying to get you to do?
well,
Yes, for sure, it has to be kill us, right? Tell me I'm right.
no.
Oh, weird.
He wants us, to get the Oak Lord and Odin in a room and let Gloomwing conclude the ritual to summon a Titan to destroy the Oak Lord and Odin,
Okay.
and then use and twist the ritual. It is convoluted. He won't give me all the pieces, but somehow I walk away a god, you all walk away alive, and then the Oak Lord and Odin wind up dead, and it all seems too packaged up, nice, neat, tied in a bow. For Loki?
Was
Yeah.
us walking away alive not an option before?
I am also confused. What's this ritual?
The ritual to summon a Titan, using all of the Titan relics.
This requires us to do all the things we're trying to avoid. Odin and the Oak Lord in the same room, the Titan War, literally everything we're trying to avoid.
Also, I'm not a poli-science major, as the kids call it, but
Oh, what now?
typically when you remove the leader of a nation, you don't have a good one to replace it. Usually it gets worse after. So like if we were to just take out these two leaders and then don't have a replacement for them,
Well, the replacement, of course, would be me.
for both leaders, you
For
want...
all leaders.
Okay, that feels less good.
Yes.
With the mention of killing certain leaders, Tarek just looks over at Strange, looks away again. Just like,
Strange is just like,
Drooling at the concept.
Carol's just looking from Tarek to Strange from it to Ramira and just around just.
So wait,
Tarek and Strange just catch
I
up.
want to get this straight. So if we were to kill these two leaders, who's going to take over? You're going to, and I don't mean this in a crass way, but wouldn't the rightful heirs be like Tarek and Strange, and like that's who you would have replace these world leaders? I feel like that makes sense.
Yes, I do believe Tarek and Strange would rule over Asgard and the Fae.
Uh-huh.
Not as gods, but as government.
And you want to be the god that is in charge of this worldwide government.
Governing
Everything.
God, if you will.
And
Yes.
everything god, if you will. And everything bagel.
Yes, and everything bagel, which is the best kind.
That is true. I'm a little bit fuzzy on the details of why you should be the everything bagel.
Because
Also,
So certainly you will not be putting my own mother out of her throne room.
not necessarily.
I don't like...
Your mother doesn't make any real global decisions.
Right, the queen of the moon and the stars and nighttime makes no decisions.
Yes, she usually controls nature, which is phenomenal. But she doesn't wage war and kill innocents and shed blood,
That
to my
is
knowledge.
true, that
Does
is
she?
Not thusly, she hasn't, but I'm
Right.
inclined to do so on her behalf.
And she did seem to remove your father from the courts.
I don't like where this is going, Fiend.
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is Loki is a problem. And the less he can track us, and the less he can talk to us, the better. Which is why I sent Reynard to kill him in the first place.
Could you just take a ring off?
I know you have like 9 other fingers you could have put this ring on. I mean, it's really
The ring only fits on one finger.
like a glove.
You have another hand. Another.
That's for marriage.
Don't cut that one off.
You're not gonna get married.
I might.
Ouch.
That's not true.
Tarek just
We
looks
both know that's not true.
Fine then. And he picks up the dagger and goes to cut his other ring.
Don't make me waste more energy on your fucking drama.
Also, I thought you were married to Ilya.
Oh yes, what about her? Oh, she is in hell right now though.
Who said what about who?
Wait, is that till Death Do Us Part then?
Wait, who said what about what now? Who am I married to?
Ilya.
I thought you and
Ilya's not in hell. She actually left the Pentowns before everyone got.
Oh, wise woman. That's why you're married
What?
to her.
Yeah, remember we checked the safe and it said such and such.
Oh,
and such
yeah.
About,
Right.
sorry, but I'll owe you next time.
That almost
Ilya.
feels like 2 years ago. It's such a long time, but so short.
Avatar.
How
It's
bizarre.
it's
How
actually rough.
bizarre.
Roughly 12 months ago, yeah.
Mm.
Interesting.
This
I
time.
had to put a number on it.
Snow was on the ground this year ago. Anyways,
Also, Fiend, I thought you were going to marry that karma person that you spoke of. I don't know
She's
what that
gonna
means,
put a
but-
finger up to everybody in the group. Hang on. Neth, I would love to say that this doesn't happen often, but it does. It happens so often. So if you could refrain from any kind of harm in this fashion on my behalf, I would be much appreciated.
Families fight. They're normal.
Oh, yes, they do. Well, Fiend, where does this leave us? What are we doing now?
well, we're going to kill Gloomwing.
I have a question. Aren't the other skeleton key members going to sense like that maybe you're not wearing yours or like
Right? Isn't this like a bro code?
never like
Yeah.
The skeleton key is currently not operating as a unit,
Oh,
and this stopped operating as a unit once my father was put into prison. The only 2 members that are currently operating as a unit is me and Reynard,
oh.
which is what I'm asking Tarek to send Reynard a sending message, because I don't have that spell.
Can do that for you.
Thank you.
Just tell me the 25 words you want me to say and I will send it.
Loki up to no good. Status on mission. Urgency. Urgency. Please
It's harder.
advise.
It's harder to count on your fingers now that you have one less, isn't it?
You know, I can get
Should have thought about that.
an affixed blade to my wrist at this point.
Right.
Being
Message
the Swiss
sent.
Army knife
Swiss Army finger.
with chops action.
You're like those toys on.
I've got a ruler. I've
Is
got
that the kids?
tweezers.
what in the
Yeah.
Inspector Gadget is this?
Literally.
What in the
Toy Story head ass.
Tarek will send that message to Reynard. Send it.
Dash fiend. Hyphen fiend.
From Fiend. XOXO.
Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl.
Kevin,
I would
am
play
I?
Gossip Girl, but I don't have enough words.
Oh God, am I able to make an Arcana check or like some kind of check to see if I would know the basic semantics of like if I were to try to summon a Titan, which is older than a god, wouldn't that require some things, some big sacrifices to summon a Titan? Like, am I able to gather that information based off my Arcana?
Well, I believe Farrell did some research in that library at the temple that was dedicated to Uquable and to the Titan War that happened, the giant, huge battle that took place. So within that, there wasn't this is how you resurrect the Titan, but there were passages and chapters on the grandness of the sacrifice, that many people did die before the ritual was enacted.
Mm-hmm.
That book, the Cantos of the Black Phoenix, was a tome that was specifically like a how-to guide on how to resurrect
Right, it was
that
just like a
Gloom
recount.
has. So you wouldn't like. It's fair to say that that is definitely in the.
I'm kicking around the idea because I feel
Yeah.
like as an Arcana cleric, she would have like knowledge of bigger spells needing.
But regardless of Titans, this otherworldly, like long since gone entity, just like big, huge creatures, monsters, otherworldly patrons, usually on the more negative side, sometimes
Sure.
require mass sacrifice,
Right.
big events of intense energy to manifest.
Okay, that's kind of. I wanted to make sure that would be in the realm of possibilities for her. Fiend, you said that Loki wants Gloomwing to continue on this ritual?
Yes, Loki wants to finish the 20% of the 80% he fucked up all those years ago.
Right. And this ritual would probably require something very precious to enact, wouldn't it?
I don't know. He won't tell me until I get closer to it.
Insight check.
Okay.
I have a question. This is me connecting the pieces with everything involved, especially and this is just me. You can clarify, and I kind of want to see if I can do with something with this, because Gloomwing and Strange already have a history together in terms of a vision that Strange had not too far ago involving their blood. Is there a connection if I make a history check of some sort? Can I an attempt one, or it's just probably unrelated at all?
A connection to you and Gloomwing?
Yeah, and in association with Titan stuff, because the two have a history.
Well, you already kind of know that you're like very loosely connected in that you had that vision approaching that place in the upper planes, and you were kind of like accompanied by a bunch of Denzians of Asgardians and other creatures, and Gloomwing was there.
Yeah.
But so you know you have a little bit of a connection, but the purpose of anything deeper than that vision is kind of hard to ascertain at this moment.
Got it.
What's your insight?
I rolled a 20.
Oh, you rolled a 20.
Like, I rolled a 10, and then my modifier is 20. Like, to total up.
Okay.
So it's 10 plus 10.
Well, I used my crit kit dice,
I hate you.
and I rolled a 7.
A 7?
And
no.
And I honestly don't know if I'm lying, because John forgot if I know the answer to this question. Do I know the answer to this question, Kevin?
Yes, role played it, dude. So the question being,
If it's you need to sacrifice something personal to summon a Titan.
I was saying more precious. She's edging around the idea of human sacrifice. She's like,
okay, yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
yeah. She's
you got up.
basically.
You got there.
Yeah. Okay. My bad.
No. She's basically like trying to get you to be as.
Synonyms there. Yeah. Okay. Yes. I for all intents and purposes, then I'm gonna go ahead and try to lie to you. That was an 18, and you go ahead and see that I'm fudging you. Yeah. Told me that when I get closer to it, he'll tell me.
Did Farrell read anything about human sacrifice being a part of any ritual while she was researching?
So it wasn't necessarily, again, it wasn't like a how-to, but there were passages of how there was
there a diagram depicting human sacrifice?
The only reason why Ramirez caught on to this is because she has done spell work in the past and like studies religious concepts.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yada yada.
Okay.
So you know that a lot of like the the Titans arose during the war that happened when the Asgardians and the Fae were battling. That's when they exploded out of the ground, basically. So suffice to say, there were passages that like lots of death was happening when one of them was brought.
So it was
She's
more of
kind
a
of
lots of deaths, but no depiction of yes, we sacrificed
Yeah.
you for this guy.
It's more like Ramirez making the context of it for herself because she's studied spells in the past, so she's kind of piecing things together. And then when she was like, yeah, did he want to kill us? Because that seems like a plausible reaction. He's like, no. But when she sees that Fiend is fudging it and is like, he wouldn't tell me until later, she just kind of looks at him and goes, interesting. I didn't know you'd become a liar recently.
I didn't think it was important because it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to die because no ritual is going to happen.
When you withhold information from people that are relying on you, that makes for a weak link. And the cost from that will be very expensive. And I feel like we've already kind of discovered this from lessons in the past, but maybe I might be a little foggy on that one.
Lessons in the past, you say?
Dying and such.
We all die. We all have.
And some of us shouldn't have come back. With information and things.
Fiend just kind of looks strange. Well, gods do intervene.
Please don't make me lose my faith in you.
Faith is all we have, isn't it?
No. Sometimes we have love too. Are we leaving?
Right.
God.
I do believe there's a bird to kill.
Yes. Shall we?
Neth!
Yes?
Road less traveled?
Right. It's a hot one out today, so if you have cloaks or anything, get them up. We've got a long journey ahead of us. It's only gonna get more weirder from here on out. Everyone okay?
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Everything is fine. Now, don't look at the hand. Don't look at it. Don't just don't.
Hey, did he always
Don't-
have fingertips?
Don't question it.
No,
Beth.
just follow
No,
me.
Not
No.
worth asking.
Sometimes it's better not to ask questions, you know?
Not asking. Not
It's
asking.
symbolism.
Neth just kind of like waves it off, just like, nope, not gonna go down that.
It's
Nope.
symbolism now.
All right, so you start your last leg of the journey before encroaching onto the what Neth has been referring to as the Oasis. So we're gonna make some first survival checks here from everybody.
Dice is good.
Which you'll have advantage with good old Neth leading the way.
I'm glad, because I was 2.
Ooh.
That is
Okay.
much better.
Everybody rolling survival checks?
Yeah.
16?
Flat
Oh,
8.
sixes.
22.
Zaid.
Hold on. I was trying to find the button. Let me find my added 9. Okay. That's going to be a 21.
All right, so it is hot out today. It's been hot like the last leg, you were kind of in the night, cover of nighttime, a lot cooler. But it is a hot fucking day outside as you see the sun just glaring down on all the rock flooring and walls all around. Even when you woke up, that just like hot air just started to roll into the cave, and bits of like vapor wave kind of rising up from the ground below. Doing your best to get a bit ahead on the journey. But yeah, very, very hot. Don't run into anything too out of the ordinary. You do kind of see those little sparks that you saw kind of in the nighttime, kind of flourishing out in the sky, almost like self-contained little static wisps kind of just in the air, just little combustible arcane electricity just in various areas. You kind of notice various stones and rocks and parts of the environment, like some of them are just kind of floating in stasis as you're kind of wandering through. Parts of your weapons and your scabbards almost like lifting up a little bit, like this magnetic force is kind of like pulling them in various directions. But as you traverse through here, nothing really comes to mind. A couple of vultures flying down above, but the first hour or two seemingly fairly boring at this point. Again, Neth trying to keep their best wits about them, leading you down pathways that kind of trying to cut time, trying to keep to the shadows, any shadowed parts of the rock caves you kind of cling to, so you're not in the direct sunlight at all. But we'll do another survival check there for hours 3 and 4
At
advantage. Yeah.
Heck yeah. First one was a 19. Second one was a 9. 19 for me.
I rolled my advantage. I got a 1 and a 20.
Oh,
What are
that's
the
what we
odds?
want. That's what we want.
17 for Let's go round.
Okay.
11.
It's from all the lying.
I'm telling you, this is the session to kill me, my friend.
I thought that was last session.
Jade?
No, I'm only using 2 dice this session.
You were rolling advantage. I got a 7.
Ooh.
Alright.
It's that armor.
Neth just rolled a 4 and a 6.
What type of guy are you?
He's just hot. I mean, they're just hot. That's it. Nothing
You're
else.
just a little guide.
Little guy.
Okay. So,
It just
as you descend onto around hour 3 or 4, sun getting extremely hot. Where you're doing it, you've like some of the cloaks that you have kind of trying to shield you from the intense weather so far. Doing fairly good job keeping out of direct sunlight, keeping to any kind of shadows you can cling to at all. But the heat is getting fairly intense. And then you start to hear some vibrations in the ground. Like multiple vibrations just pounding away, almost like multiple drums at the same time. As Neth kind of like puts the hand up, and you can kind of feel like the vibrations under the ground. Not as gargantuan as like the sandworms or anything, but enough to kind of take pause. And Neth just kind of puts the hand up. One second. Disappears up into the upper part of the canyon wall. Kind of look over as the pathway kind of starts to sink down and go fairly wide, as the rock canyon that you've kind of been traversing to, that whips around, curves all over, starts to spread out into a more like just a weird sort of big crater of a sand dune that the road pathway that you've been leading to kind of goes to, this kind of big empty swath of sand before the road kind of picks up and goes back into like a road that kind of goes forward, one kind of going left, one going right, sinking in up from the sand dune back into this crater of red rock that starts to pitter off into other labyrinth-like passageways. And as Neth kind of goes up on that perch, looks down, something's coming. Something's coming.
What sort of something?
Big snake thing.
Big snake thing.
Yeah. Shit. Fuck, it's coming. Hide.
Pass without a trace.
Comes back down to you guys. Pass out of the trace. Feral puts out their hands. That sort of aura of dark purple and black kind of besets everybody. Everyone trying to cling to the upper. He's like, get up high. Hi, I'll help you. Someone, come with me. Once
I
I
can
get
make
you back
4 of
up
us
on the
invisible.
top of it.
Do we want to do that?
That'll be better. It's gonna like literally they're coming, and you can hear the vibrations going
Okay.
louder and louder and louder. It's coming up quick. So you make 4 of them invisible.
So it's myself plus 3 other creatures. So
Leave me invisible because I've got pass without a trace. So
yes, I will do. So 3 people. I will do. I will do Strange, Fiend, and Grimira, and then myself as well.
Fiend, Strange, Ramira, Feral. What are you doing?
I've got pass without a trace. So I'm just going
Just
to
gonna try to get up
crowd
like
myself
to the
in
rock
shadow.
wall or
Yeah.
somewhere nearby, like around a boulder or something, and just try to get out of the
I'm
way.
going to shroud myself in whatever cover is closest to me.
It'll just
Okay.
give everyone advantage. So you're all good.
All right. Have you all roll stealth?
That's that trace too. So it's
I draw.
so to those who are invisible, it's advantage. And pass by the trace is plus 10 as well. So
Yep.
let's hope that helps. Woo! Ooh. Oh.
It helped exponentially.
Oh. Yeah. Help me too.
These advantages, man.
With advantage,
Stupid guides.
20 for me.
Nice.
Which means I rolled a 10 as my highest.
So as Ness says, get down, get out of the way, hide. Tarek, you just grab 3 of your companions that just go invisible straight away. Feral just beelines it for like a fairly good like chunk of rock that kind of beelines down like another pathway over to the left, kind of hide down there out of the direct viewpoint as this thing, you can feel it snaking its way up towards you guys. As Neth kind of does that sort of misty teleport up to the more advantageous route on top of the rock wall, just gets belly deep, takes out a dagger and just tells you all just to be very, very quiet. As that rumbling starts to get its loudest, as you just feel the slithering of something huge coming towards you, and then this enormous snake-like monster just sort of comes up from the precipice of the hillside and just lands there. I want you all to make investigation checks really quick.
$13.
Investigation that was?
Yeah.
Cool. Natural 20 plus 7.
Nice.
22.
Nice.
23.
3.
23.
4.
4. All of you notice this fairly quickly. Something like huge is coming up. Sometimes you hide, maybe just like duck out of the way, like just avert your gaze, just so you just trying to just be as like you are invisible, but just trying to make sure no breath comes out. You make no noise at all. Hands over the mouth. And as this giant snake-like creature emerges, instantly you take like a bit of a second glance as the skin on the snake, although it has this snake-like snout and head, feels a little boxy. And you notice that the skin itself isn't one giant color. There's like patches in it as well. And you kind of take a moment as you're like, shit, like some of you grab out swords, some of you grab out daggers, and you kind of just wait a minute, kind of looking at this thing as it starts to like fall and kind of curl a little bit. You start to notice that the skin, the bottom layer is kind of flapping a bit, like hanging off something.
Yeah, it's a sandworm Chinese dragon.
Nasty.
And you notice as the wind kind of flaps through, various sets of red scaled feet are under it. And as you're all kind of waiting in the wings, you hear a cacophony of voices. Oh, thank God. Oh, my God, okay. I think we made it through that part. Bring out the rear. All right, bring out the rear. Put in the circle. Okay, now just stay here. Is there anything... Hey, do you see anything nearby? I don't know. But hold on 1 second. And the little side eye from the snake-like head, you see the big sort of iris of the snake, this little glass-like material going... opens up and a red snout pokes out.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
It seems all clear here, boss. I think this is a good place as any to set up shop. Maybe we'll just wait here for a little bit. Maybe someone will pass by very soon. Was anything following us?
I don't think anything is following us. I think we'll be okay. Let's just sit up here for a while and maybe someone will come to us.
Okay.
Right, no, fuck it, no, keep wrapping it around. No, and you see like the snake part at the tail end, like walking up and like bumping into the wall in the cavern is this kind of like a slender opening that kind of widens out. And the tail snake, the leader at the back of the tail is like just bumping into the walls and stuff and like trying to get around. No, turn it around in a circular motion. I'm trying here. Just fucking And eventually the snake kind of makes this sort of horseshoe shape sort of around the pathway. And then you see various kobolds start to open up flaps inside of this sort of snake-like puppet with various wireworks and cages to kind of hold it up. And you start to see flaps sort of opening up with sticks to support it. And what looks like this sort of long table that kind of makes the spine, but affixed with hinges to make it a bit more malleable, as various kobolds start to spring out of this giant snake-like puppet, almost like a guise to be able to traverse through the Canyon of Lost Souls. No one trying to attack them, or maybe like monsters or creatures trying to get at them, to just go a bit undetected. And their various red-skinned faces and feet start to emerge as these windows and makeshift stalls kind of pop out of it. And you see them all wearing like desert wear, kind of like the Sand People in Star Wars, like all these long burlap red cloaks all over their heads and around their necks and draping down past their knees and to their feet. Like, okay, set it up. We're gonna catch some people on the way down here. And you just see like tons of them starting to plop out of this thing and set it up like a market stall. As you see just various items being thrown on these tables. And all of them don't look super like expensive. A lot of them look like maybe they were pillaged off dead adventurers wandering through the canyons. There's a couple items that look intact and look like so-so, but a lot of it looks like kind of bronzed, battle-worn, damaged, and they're kind of making this sort of makeshift market of sorts. What would you all like to do?
I swear to God.
I'm behind this rock. Can I see where Neth is?
Yeah, Neth is just kind of up on the sort of 60-foot high cliff wall, just belly over to the side, and it just has a dagger out, like kind of looks like they're waiting for the right time to strike.
Farrell's behind this rock, not invisible, just kind of looking up like, do we do something?
What the hell is this?
We should sneak past them. Should we just keep going?
Fiend just walks out like, oh, for fuck's sake! Just spell like
No.
knocks out the invisibility.
Let the god go.
Eyes go from Neth to Fiend. Shit.
All right, so Fiend, you're now in full view. You kind of dispel the invisibility as this snake-like marketplace is kind of open up with many of these sand-dwelling kobolds. Oh, holy shit! Where the fuck did you come from? Hello there, friends. You're looking to purchase some wares at the Canyon of Lost Souls. We have souvenirs, if you like, to commemorate your adventure for surviving this long. Or perhaps you need something to help you along to wherever you're going.
I walk up to the nearest kobold.
All right, so a few of them are kind of inside, like finishing prepping them up as the stick's kind of holding up the flaps of the material. One that's kind of in this very heavy burlap cloak's kind of just dragging against the ground with his red tail poking out. And goes,
Hello there. What can I help you with?
I kneel down to their level.
Has little goggles on their kobold eyes.
I hand them 2 gold.
Oh, my friend, we don't accept gold around here. We accept trades. You see, trades for things. Of equal or greater value, you see. It helps to keep things moving along here with our wares and all that thing. What's your name, my friend?
My name is Mr. Fiend.
Oh, Mr.
Take
Fiend.
my 2 gold back, and I hand them the Horn of Silent Alarm.
What this do?
That is a magic item. Now you can choose who hears the horn.
That seems pretty convenient.
It is incredibly convenient, especially when you're in a sea of monsters out here.
Mud!
You just hear another kobold draped in burlap sand attire come out from like setting up one of the windows, sort of waddles over.
Yeah, Doc.
Looks at you, looks over.
Is the horn of what do you call it?
This is the Horn of Silent Alarm.
Is the horn of silent alarm? Is that a thing? Do we know if that's a thing or not? I've never heard of one. I've never heard of one myself, but it could be good. I mean, we kind of got the snake here though to like help us with it. Got anything else, maybe?
People want to buy that from you.
You will?
They will, and that's a gift. I don't want anything for it in return.
Are you sure?
I'm sure what I want from you all is just to pass by you with no molestation. I don't want to be
Like-
bothered.
3 of the kobolds look at each other.
No, we don't molest people.
I don't want to be bothered by you. I realize I should have just said that.
Just not. Okay.
Make a persuasion check.
27.
27. The mud kind of looks at you. He's like, well,
Thanks for the kind gesture, stranger. Much appreciated. Are you sure you don't want to look at any of our wares? We got a lot of really cool things in here.
I might take a gander. Now, man.
No problem. Come on here, friend.
and it's like 2 of them just take a hand and just start like wiggling you over to the long table of just like discarded things.
Trust me, there's things in here that you cannot get anywhere else, okay? Other people will try to swindle you, but I swear, the stuff we got here is from real live adventurers that have been all over the canyon lost souls. Some of it's a little broken worse for wear, but some of them might save your life one day. So, like, you just take a look and just see what you like, and maybe, like, this table over here is good for the horn.
Yeah, Tart.
See Fiend being walked away by these kobolds. I'm just gonna lean over to Ramira and be like, should we go assist him? He might get himself in trouble.
No, I think he's fine. They're no fucking match for him anyways. I thought we were supposed to be going. I thought there was like a ritual to stop. We have to beat
Yeah,
them.
but it seems like this is happening now. We should probably not leave him by himself. Just kind of look for the others to see where they're hiding.
And she walks out. Fine,
Yeah.
let's go.
I'm just looking from them to Neth, like,
Gods.
Tarek will just dispel the invisibility.
Just like he's like Neth gives you like, I think we'll be fine. Just puts the dagger back into the sheath.
I'm not moving. I'm not moving from the spot.
Okay.
Tarek will look for them.
All right, so Tarek and Ramira reveal themselves, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Tarek will just dispel the invisibility, which also means Strange is
Oh!
no longer invisible as well.
Just gets revealed over there by the rock.
Oh, you have friends.
I do have friends. Now, what am I seeing, Kevin? Is this trash like that they've like gotten from like low-level adventurers, or is this like actual potential stuff?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. That's not bad. 19?
19. So yes, a lot of it is trash. A lot of it are like broken swords, damaged shields, amulets that are like missing the main pendant or like the main jewel that would make it like magical. Things like that. But you do see a couple things that are still intact, that could have some value. You notice that there's a potion of greater healing. There seems to be a vial with like this brown sort of thick liquid with like cotton wraps kind of into it as well. And a couple other just random potions that seem to be intact, all with like varying degrees of leathers and things that were unique to the person that kind of had it at one point. But the weapons themselves seem to be a little worse for wear. But there are a couple things in there that look like they're good to go.
Okay.
So it's just up to you if you find anything that you take interest in or just want to move on.
Hey, I want that potion of greater healing. Sorry. I want that jar of red liquid right there.
Yeah, the jar of liquid. Yeah, it's a pretty cool jar, right? And it's got that red liquid. It's good for like the shelves or something. You can just display it and do whatever you like. Was that first thing? Was that a gift, or was that in exchange?
No. I gifted you that horn. So now we're talking about me giving you something for that jar.
Yes. Pretty red jar with pretty red liquid.
Pretty red jar with pretty red liquid. And I give you pretty red sheet of dragon scales. I pull out a cave dragon hide, the adult dragon hide that was infused with the demonic energy of Fraz
Herbaloon.
Razorblade.
If you say his name incomplete, you become the god of Avernus.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Wow!
So you drive this dragon hide sheet. You're like, persuasion.
27 again.
Holy shit. I don't know why I bother rolling.
I got a plus 11 on persuasion.
Yeah. Goes to the. Oh.
Mud, do you know who that belongs to? I've never seen that one before, but it could be pretty handy. The dragons running around here sometimes. Could be good for cover or something like that. Yeah, deal. That sounds good. Yeah, here we go.
Reaches back, grabs you the little red liquid potion.
There you go, just for you there, son. Thanks, you're very, very thoughtful. We could probably add it to the giant snake thing over here. Maybe put this patch over there. There, go throw the people in the back. Maybe cover up some of those holes that have been left behind from the sun and the heat a little bit.
A couple of them gather around and run over with the back sheet of dragon scales over there. Start patching it up on the end of the snake puppet.
Yes. Can I make an Arcana check on what that brown potion is?
Yeah, go for it.
Where is it? Do. Come on. 24.
24. That is, appears to be Mummy Rot Antidote.
Somebody get that. I turn around. Alexander. Hey, friends.
Yep.
That brown liquid, very unattractive.
Very hard to find, very hard to get. Lots of us did not do very well in acquiring that one.
But why? It kind of looks like feces in a jar.
It does, doesn't it? And it smells like it too. But here's the thing. It was compiled from these very rather unfortunate
Archaeological?
That's the one, the cave fucking people. The cave people who came with the picks and were digging into the rock thing.
Archaeological.
They were there trying to...
Yeah,
What?
right. Archaeologists.
They were
Right.
trying to do... Do you want to know this? This guy, I don't know. I can't understand a word he's saying. He's just trying to... Mud, you want to take over here? I can't understand this guy.
What
Mud
do you want
comes up
the
from
goddamn
behind.
thing?
Mud comes up from behind.
Don't worry about him. He's not very good with people. I will talk to you from now on, friend. What is it that you want?
I want this poop jar.
It's poop soup.
It is poop.
Literally is poop soup. Goes in, goes,
What my associate here was trying to explain was that this particular gross jar was very, very hard to acquire. There were people who were camping not too far away from here, but something grabbed them, pulled them inside, and this creepy thing was wrapped in some sort of like bubbling skin and had like some bandages around it. Unfortunately, the person who was being dragged away was trying to drink this thing, but couldn't get it in time. And then a few of us swooped in, couldn't save the dude. He was pretty much dead. So, but we could grab the poop jar. So we figured, well, he probably really liked this thing, and we might as well take it off his hands because why let it go to waste? So he was dragged off. He was crying. He was like, ah! He was just grabbing on this rock and the sand, and we're crying out for help, you know. But we're just little kobolds. We can't really help with those things. So we're like, we'll save your jar for you. It won't go to waste. And we saw his face just get dragged behind some rocks. But
I think you did a noble thing there by saving his magic item.
he really seemed to like it. He was crawling for it and trying to grab it a lot, but he couldn't get to it. So right now, make sure it goes to a good home.
And I think I'm a good home because I've already bought one thing from you and I gave you a gift. So I think that you should do me a favor here with this thing. It's a poop jar. It doesn't smell good, doesn't look good, and frankly, you just kind of walked up and picked it up off the sand.
True, but it was a very dangerous predicament, and it's just going to it's going to require 2 items to trade for that thing.
2 items to trade for that thing.
Yes.
2. Strange.
So Strange.
Oh, I'm totally just watching this negotiation happening, but Strange is gonna lose their attention and just turn over to Ramira, and I'm gonna roll an insight check on Ramira to see what's going on.
Wait, say that again.
I'm basically rolling to see how Ramira is feeling. So I'm not just metagaming like, hey!
Towards the situation. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
not like I'm gonna insight check. No, I just want to make sure I'm not
All right.
metagaming anything.
Ooh.
Okay. This is my favorite part.
I just rolled a deception check to see how we go.
Hey. 26.
Ooh, God. I could never. I got a crisp 20, though. So close, but no dice. Ha ha ha.
How is Ramira feeling about this current situation?
Well, it's not necessarily about that situation per se, but she is a volcano just sitting quietly with seething energy as she watches Fiend wheel and deal these folks. She's just like,
Okay.
Nice.
And with that, Strange is going to go move over into her direction to have a conversation, and you guys can continue doing your goals. Just
Tarek's walking over as this conversation is happening.
But as the kobold also sees Ramira and Tarek behind Fiend, be like,
Come, we have lots for everybody. You not want to see any of the deals we got going on here?
Oh yeah? What are you selling?
Everything.
What are you buying? Hey, Tarek.
Thank you.
Tarek.
Yes.
What do you have in your inventory right now?
That's a very odd way to ask me what I have on my person, but okay.
What do you have in your backpack? What do you got in your pockets?
Why are you got in your backpack? Let me have a look.
Turn them
See
out.
what I have.
Let me go through. Let me rifle through your shit.
No, it's mine. My shit, okay? I have.
We already have poop soup in a jar.
We do, correct. Well, not yet. Okay, items that I currently have. I have my clave, I have my ring of mind shield, crossbow that I've never used, studded leather armor.
Give me a crossbow.
All right. I pull out I'll just like pull out the crossbow, almost like to discard it, thinking, whatever, it's nothing. And then it's like, what, this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fiend takes this crossbow and pulls out his dagger that still has blood on it.
Oh.
And he goes, now I'll give you this dagger and a crossbow from the Asgardian god of thunder for that poop soup jar.
so you want to trade the crossbow and what was the other thing?
My dagger that I cut my finger off with.
It's a
Dagger.
very good crossbow.
And he'll say that it's a dagger that has the blood of a god on it.
Looks over to you and goes,
We kind of have a lot of those.
and kind of looks over to like a bunch of crossbows, a bunch of like rusted daggers and swords and things like that all over display. He's like,
We kind of got a lot of those.
What about a dagger and I pull out a wand?
Oh.
A stick?
This is not a stick. It's the wand of secrets.
Hmm.
It
This
wasn't a
one-
secret.
This wand can detect traps. For adventurers, it might even be the most important tool they could come across.
I would say roll persuasion, but I have a hard time believing it's going to be anything under a 15.
It's a 22.
And he just goes,
That's very valuable indeed.
I have a hard time even thinking that maybe... Tarek, maybe you should take your crossbow back.
Wait. The wand is good. Right, we like the wand? Yeah, the wand! Yeah, the wand is good! Okay, we like the wand. The wand is perfect. But what else? Just put one more thing in there. You almost did, buddy.
The cross...
Crossbow?
I think honestly the wand is... It might even be too much for this. This easily obtained jar. If kobolds, no offense, could obtain this jar, then I mean the amount of pressure I went through, the blood, the bodies that I had to pile to obtain this wand.
Well, it's quite a lot.
Whoa. How many
Sure.
bodies?
30, 40, 50. No, 40.
I think
40.
you stopped counting at 40.
I think I did stop counting at 40.
It was 40.
I would say 40 or so. But, no, I over-exaggerate. Maybe. Tarek,
He's saying a lot of numbers. He did catch how many numbers he said. I think it was 30, 40, 50, so then went back down to 40. Was it me?
I think 40.
You revived 10? I think he killed 40, then you revived 10. Well, no, he killed 50, but then he brought back 10, so then it goes back down to 40.
Tarek, I don't know if I should give them your crossbow. You are, after all, so important.
Yes,
What?
very much so. This is
Why is he
well,
important?
I lean down to Mud. Mud,
Eh?
do you know what a god is?
I'm mad.
Yes, you're Mud.
Mm.
Dragons. Do you know what dragons are?
Yeah.
He's a step above.
Like a gargantuan dragon?
In power. Tarek, drop your hammer. Try to lift the hammer, Mud.
Hits the ground and just this ringing sound goes out through the canyon walls.
Lift the hammer, Mud.
Lift it.
Lift it.
That's
Do it
about-
real quick.
It's about as big as me when it's started from here.
Just do it.
All right.
Waddles over.
Yeah.
I was about to say, even before this random kobold is worthy. Oh my god!
I go to try to lift the hammer.
Okay.
And then nothing, I imagine. Give it everything I got.
Oh, we have one of those too.
Reaches back.
Get the thing. Get the thing.
A very short, stubby rod gets put into their hands.
An immovable rod!
Yeah, we got one of those. You got one of those too. It's pretty handy, right? How did you get yours to get such a big metal block on it? We only found the one that just had such a
That
rod.
motherfucking goddamn kobold. I'll take that too.
That is a stick. That is not. This is a mighty.
No,
hand.
this is tube, we think, right? The tube.
I tell you what, Mud. You put in the immovable rod with that poop jaw, and I'll give you the God of Thunder's crossbow and this wand of secrets.
Wait, it was going to be 2 for 1, and now it's 2 for 2.
That's only fair, isn't it?
Hmm.
Come
Make it,
on.
make it 4. 4 for 2.
I tell you what. If
4
you
of your items for 2 of ours. That sounds like a fair deal to me.
And did I?
That is the offer you're giving. Unless you're taking that offer back now. That seems like bad business to put out an offer and then take it back.
I don't like you saying so many words so fast. How about that? That's really weird and stupid. It's really a bad tactic.
You're right. You're right. I'll give you my dagger, his crossbow, my wand of secrets, and then you give us your immovable rod and that poop jar. 3 for 2.
We have to discuss. Hold on 1 second.
Goes back and just like a bunch of them just like crawl out of the sort of sand puppet marketplace as they all kind of huddle together with all their burlap cloaks and hoods up. Just go,
Yep. It's 3.
While this is happening, Ramir's like, I thought we were supposed to be
But
racing towards this one.
While this is happening, the temptation for Farrell to turn into a kobold.
But Kobold Jawas, guys, come on!
Mr. Fiend understood what was in that brown jar and realized he could not move forward without it. I refuse to die to mummy rot.
Yeah.
I refuse to die.
No. I know that, but Ramira does not know that.
Yeah.
Farrell is just.
John will not die to mummy.
and as they're all kind of conversing with each other, a couple of the kobolds start to come out from like the back end of the snake, and one's like a little kid kobold, a little tiny little wormling kobold thing.
We didn't want to have to kill
Kind of comes out, just waddles down, little tail snaking behind him, carrying this like not a doll, but just like a literal stick man figure that's just kind of dragging on the ground. little wings just kind of flapped down, poking out of their burlap kind of cloak that they have makeshift on. And they're kind of chewing on another piece of wood as they just sort of make their way over to you, Ramira.
The kid does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the
And-
doll.
She relaxes a little bit more and like kind of shakes her shoulders out of the tense positioning that she had, and she gets down on one knee. Hi.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Who are you?
I'm a traveler.
Cool.
Yeah.
My name's Dippo.
Hi, Dippo.
Hi. You want to taste my stick?
No, not at all, actually. Do you want a marshmallow? And she pulls a marshmallow out of her pocket. It's really special. Don't share it with anyone else. Just you.
What is that? What is...
It's really good.
I've never smelled anything like that before.
I mean, don't take it if you don't want to.
Dippo will eat it if you give it a Dippo.
She hands it over to the kid.
Kind of drops like the little stick doll, falls on the ground, drops the stick that they're chewing on. There's like stickiness of the marshmallow just congealing between their kobold-like snout and little baby teeth.
And she picks up the doll and puts the doll back in their hands. All right. Run along. I don't think your parents would like it if you were out and about without them.
This is the greatest thing I've ever eaten in my entire life.
I'm so glad.
Do you have more?
I have one more. That's all I have.
Only one?
Child, Ramira.
Just for you.
Oh, you have more? I could trade. So would you. We trade over here. I could give you something for you for more marshmallows. Do you have more marshmallows? I don't need more than one marshmallow.
We're kind of in a rush, so how I will give you my very last marshmallow and you be on your way back to your parents.
Okay.
All right. And she pulls out one, quote, last marshmallow, last for him, and she gives the marshmallow over to him. Go on, run along.
Thank you, lady.
Mhm. Bye, Dipple. Not the run away, not the skirt away. Go.
It's gone.
Just little tiny little red kobold feet just goes back in there, back over the countertop and just finds like a shaded place. You can just hear them going.
And that's how we got them addicted to corn syrup.
I was gonna say, under her breath, she goes, "Maybe I shouldn't have started that. Maybe I should have just left. He'll never get one of those again."
His life will never be the same.
His life will never be the same.
You can just hear him like chomping really loudly and chewing at the back of the canvas market. But going back to Fiend and Tarek over here, Farrell, you're just kind of staying put.
I've been mouthing conversation with Ned this whole time. I thought we were in a hurry. Like, what is happening
I
right now?
also thought we were in a.
We're having a whole.
My apologies. I'll burn this shit to the ground and we can keep going.
And then I got distracted.
To glass.
by-
To glass with all of them.
Then I got distracted by this like happenstance with Ramira, and now Farrell's like, "Oh my god, we just made an addict."
Listen, I thought we were on our way, and then the kid came out. I feel bad.
But as you guys are kind of trying to make up what to do, your offer was dagger, crossbow,
Wand of Secrets
crossbow
for
weapon.
immovable rod and poop jar.
and a poop jar.
The
As they're all huddling together, doing all that, the little kid starts to come over from the back of the snake puppetry over to the huddle that's going on. The little kid dives into the huddle, the little legs kicking up, and gets in there. And you hear the hyper-pitched voice that the little kobold etching in.
Yo, okay, I got it. No, okay, that's good. And break it. Okay. Crossbow, dagger, find the secrets for tube and poop jar, and a bag of marshmallows.
I tell you what, how about I give you the recipe to make marshmallows?
Give a kobold a marshmallow, they'll eat for a day.
Give a kobold a recipe and they'll eat for the rest of their lives.
How do you make
Gives
those?
Fiend a fist bump.
How do you make?
How do you make marshmallows? Easy, my friend. Do we have a deal?
John, not you looking up how to make marshmallows right now.
Oh, tell me
I
you
saw
just Google the recipe.
I saw you look up to the other monitor. I saw it.
Kobold comes out to you, gives a little hand.
Deal.
I go to shake, and of course, I am giving him the recipe right fucking now. I tell you what. This motherfucker is powdered sugar, butter. It's not necessarily butter. Hold on. I'm here.
Ramir's like furious.
It's 14.5 ounces white sugar, 1/3 cup agave syrup, 1/2 cup water, 1/2 cup water. That is for gelatin. That's for the gelatin portion of that. That's 7 teaspoons gelatin, and that's a pinch of salt, and then that's a teaspoon vanilla extract. And then when we're going for the dusting powder, we're going for confectioner's sugar, and then on top of that, we're going for a cup cornstarch. And that's corn flour to be specific on that one. So
Trying
I
to
give
version
those
of this
motherfuckers the
Stafford.
recipe.
Welcome to Cooking with BTR.
No, I didn't need the. I did. John needed the
Recipe?
the reminder of that because my mom is from the 1960s and we definitely made marshmallows as a kid.
Good.
Amazing.
I did need that reminder though. Man, if you ain't
Okay,
never
so
made
you
homemade
give,
Rice
like,
Krispie treats.
Verbally tell Mud how to make marshmallows. They get just like a ragtag piece of parchment and a piece of charcoal and
That little bitch tried to extort me for all my marshmallows.
Done and done, my friend.
The important part about that is you have to let them rest after you heat them. When you let them rest, make sure it's for a few hours. You want to let them set, otherwise they're going to be mushy and gushy. You don't want them to be mushy and gushy. You want them to let them set and rest so you can
I will
cut them.
say, as you're having this conversation, Farrell, make me a perception check really quick as you're kind
Oh
of
Lord.
For the
Yep.
time that
Happy to. Farrell's been watching this and keeping an eye out, so happy to.
I was gonna say Ramirez also looking around as well. She's not twiddling.
Ooh, 15 plus 9.
Oh, ew.
2+9. So where the kid,
So 24.
the little kobold kid, was chewing on that stick and fell to the ground. You're kind of keeping an eye on your friends, making sure everyone's okay. There's nothing coming up. You keep checking out from the top of the cliffside there, with Neth kind of keeping hold, making sure there's no extra kobolds that are gonna like try to throw boulders on top of you or anything. But you do notice something very, very strange. That stick that falls to the ground, chewed on the end, it's suddenly in a different place.
I swear to God, Kevin.
He didn't. He
My
didn't.
freaking spell. Just gonna kind of look at.
As you kind of notice, like it dropped like where they were talking, and then it's like several feet over, but it's like moved somehow.
She's
And as you kind of just keeping your eye on it, you're like, as they're having this conversation and the eyes are kind of fixated on it, you see the stick just slither in place and then stop again.
This man was chewing on a snake.
It's fixed to snakes. She's gonna squints a little more and then like looks to Neth to see if he's noticed this. Like
You just, like, Neth's just being, like, super low to the ground, is just, like, making sure everyone's safe, isn't really paying attention to that.
okay. She just kind of squints a little. Is that stick a snake? How far
What
away
did
is
you
it
just
from me?
say?
How far away is it from me?
Well, so the convoy that the
Yeah.
kobolds have erected is kind of like in front of this passageway. You're kind of around a corner.
Yeah.
It's probably like a good like 40 feet from you.
Okay, great. I'm kind of watching this happen. Is it just like going a couple feet and then turning back
It
into?
seems to be like trying to like slowly escape the
'cause it
kobold
was just gonna
area without
fly.
being noticed.
I think Farrell, seeing as how everyone's safe at the moment and Neth is keeping watch, is just gonna like slowly start approaching, still trying to be a little stealthy as to not like get the kobold's attention off of Fiend or any of them, and just gonna slowly approach this slithering creature.
Okay, and you're not invisible, so you're just kind of like coming out.
She's got past without a trace, though. She's trying to be quiet. and
Okay.
she should
So as
walk.
everyone's kind of enveloped in their own conversation, you're kind of just coming around the corner, you see that thing move for a second and stop. And you're just trying to just slowly get
Yeah.
over to it and like pick it up.
Yeah.
What's your stealth?
Well, that is a good question. Let me roll it for you. Well, it's a natural 20 plus 2 plus 10, so 32.
You know, chat, I don't know why I roll anymore.
Actually,
really.
well, this is my new
This game
dice,
is
Kevin.
just players do things and I
Oh,
just
Kevin,
let
this
them
is-
happen.
This is my new dice, you know.
This is the crit kit, the power of crit kit.
The power of Crit Kit.
So yeah, they're kind of too enveloped in this bartering conversation as Fiend is like trying to explain how to make marshmallows to this little clan of sand-dwelling kobolds. And you're able to just kind of like go in fairly unnoticed. And you just kind of reach up to the stick. And it's the stick that's fairly like it's in its like solid form.
Yeah.
You see
yeah.
like the teeth marks on the end of it shoot off the bits of bark. And then the bottom part of the stick just starts to snake around your wrist.
Oh. Hello.
And just kind of coils around it, but it's not like talking to you or anything, but it's like huddled
Is it-
around you.
Okay, interesting. She's now very confused, as this is not something she has had to deal with before or seen. And she's gonna kind of walk back to where she was, like kind of in her half.
Yeah, you kind of like pick a moment to kind of dive out from the corner, just kind of take it and
Picks
then
up-
dart back.
She hesitates for a second just because she's like, this is very odd, and then like walks back to her hiding place, now holding the stick, kind of confused of what to do with it.
Yeah, you've never seen anything like it. It was
Yeah.
just like really, really odd, and you're like, what the fuck? And
A
it just
little
starts
thrown off
wrapping around
by
you.
the bite marks. A little confused of why this small kobold was chewing on this.
Yeah, and it wraps around your wrist and almost makes like a wooden bracelet almost, and just kind of like stays there for a second.
I want to try to just do like a little throw, like see if it does anything. Like just toss it at my feet, kind of.
Trying to kind of get it off your wrist, but it's clung on right now. It's not really coming off.
I'm gonna have to talk to Fiend about this. I don't know what this is.
So Strange.
Someone assume with everything going on, Strange has just been like carefully making their way over towards Rhaenyra because Strange has got this sort of feeling, and maybe they're just no, I'm not gonna make an empath name joke. They're gonna carefully approach Rhaenyra from behind, and at first I'm gonna assume that they were there watching that whole interaction with the kid, and I was just like, so Strange is just watching. And at first, out of instinct, Strange reaches out a hand, but stops. Understanding that Rhaenyra probably isn't in the best place for that. And instead, Strange waits. Hello?
Did you want a marshmallow too?
It just hasn't been the same since the pickle incident. Still looking for it and still looking for Sugar Bear too, but I'm just old memories.
Yeah, something to fill the void,
Hey, I apologize if I'm overstepping, but I'm gonna ask, and feel free to draw the line if you'd like. There's a lot on your mind right now, huh?
Yeah, you could say 2 of my closest companions are just getting god complexes overnight.
Yeah. And how is it making you feel?
Strange, that's kind of a dumb question to ask.
You're right, but I don't want to make assumptions. And you're upset.
Everyone wants to be a god.
Hmm.
You know what, Ben? Please, Ben. And it's getting really old, and no one seems to be reasonable. I don't hate the idea of all of these people, she kind of gestures to the party, being gods. But when we start to tread into territory of being the only god and taking over entire nations, becomes a bit problematic for me.
Okay. So, what is it that you want?
I don't have time for this, Strange.
Okay.
I don't have
I
time
respect that.
for what I want. We have a Titan to kill, and we're out here shopping.
Okay. I respect that. And I respect how you're feeling. And I'm gonna guess that there's a lot more going on. But I also know that there's other things at stake. And I know you're frustrated, upset. And I'm going to apologize that my actions, because I can only be accountable for my own, have put you in a position to make you feel this way, and I'll be better about it in the future.
Strange, I want people to be safe. We're strong, and we should protect people. And we're out here fucking signing away countries and nations like it's children's toys to be shared.
Mm-hmm.
These are people. They are children. I want to be a good god. I want to be a benevolent god. And I'm tired of fighting with other people over petty things like ego.
then I'm even more sorry because I didn't take your perspective and your point of view into consideration before making mine known.
But will that matter in the end? You will do what you want to do, and I must do what I have to do.
Yes. But ultimately, I respect you, I admire you, and I care about you. And with that, I'm here, and I'm around. If you'd ever like to speak more, just let me know. I'll drop everything.
Strange. And I ask this honestly. And I ask you more than I ask Fiend, because Fiend will not listen to me or take in what I have to say into consideration. He hasn't in the past, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
When your sword tastes innocent blood, what will respect do for us?
And you want my honest opinion?
No, I want you to lie to me just like Fiend did hours ago.
I haven't really thought on the subject because my sword has tasted innocent blood countless times. I guess, having to think about it, it's not the healthiest way. And I need to stop using the excuse that war is war, or the circumstances just applied, because again, I'm not holding myself accountable for the actions I did. So going forward, I'm no longer going to compartmentalize my feelings. It sucks. I hate it. I hate how it makes me feel. But where I am right now, I'm at a collision course with multiple people, and I don't know how to stop. And I want to. But respectfully, Ramira, and I hate to say this, killing is all that I know how to do, but I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want any of this. I want to be peaceful. I know my egotistical statements don't really say that, but I made it a point not to lie to you or hide my feelings. I'm showing you as it is. I'm scared. I'm confused. And I'm lost. But that doesn't excuse how I treat other people. And now that you've shared this with me, and frustrating as it may be, you might have heard this a lot, I'll be better. But right now, I'm still scared.
I have heard that a lot, and I hope you do make good on it, and I trust you too, because you have so far. And I am also scared. I have all this power. And then she kind of looks over to Fiend. And I know that in the end, if things were to go sideways, I would not have enough. And that goes for you too. I hate to say it that way, but when you both talk of things like slaughtering nations and becoming only gods, it becomes very difficult to think of anything else.
Yeah. To be fair, and just sort of mimics Fiend's sort of expressions. I don't want to become a god or a king. I just want people to leave my people alone.
That's the problem, Strange. You may not want to be a god, but you are making decisions a god would make. And that by proxy puts you in that position.
If you were in my position, and no, wait, you are, what would you do?
I don't know, Strange. I don't have the intake that you have. I don't have the background you have. All I know is that I don't like what's happening now. And as much as I know that that is not helpful, I'll get back to you on it. Maybe I'll figure something else out, but all of this power I have and still powerless. Still not listened to. And I have a feeling Tarek feels the same way, bleeding heart and everything. I am angry. I should not necessarily be angry at you in so many ways.
And even if you were, that wouldn't change my perception of you or how I feel about you, because you are feeling things, and I sort of sensed it with Tarek, but I didn't have enough mental capacity to, at that time, acknowledge it, which is no excuse, but it's the only thing I have. These are feelings that you haven't shared with anybody yet, except with me.
That's because I don't think anyone will care. At least Pharaoh only wanted to kill like a one-off guy, not a whole town or, well, a whole nation. See, this is what I'm talking about. Before I wouldn't be able to do any of this, and now I just watch people kill people all the time. It's getting really tiring.
Mm-hmm. Well, whatever you may think of, whatever you decide to do, whatever comes up to mind, I may not be good with my words, but having met you, I think I've been pretty good using these. Not my headsets, my ears.
Not my headsets.
But I just want to reach out.
I still trust you. I'm still here. I still love you. I'm just upset. And I don't want to keep watching innocent people die. And frankly, I want to move. I bought that thing. Anyways, that's not the point. The point is I can't watch more needless bloodshed happen on the account of ego. And I will not let it happen.
That's absolutely fair. And I'm hearing you. And I see that. And I agree. And I love you. The stranger's gonna take a step back. If anything else, I think I know how to speed up this process.
Good luck.
I don't need luck. I'm a frostbreaker. It just runs over to Fiend and Tarek.
So what? So what? Getting the poop soup and the crossbow and the...
Yes. Yeah, what I'm trying to tell you right now is that getting this potion, it's not poop soup. Tarek, you don't understand. This is a potion.
It's not poop soup. I'm just as the colors. Like, I know that you wouldn't want to buy just poop soup. I'm aware of that.
Good. Strange, what are you doing here?
Strange.
Fiend, we need to speed this up. We're going to do the Prince bit again.
Phenomenal.
Prince bit, right now. 100%.
All right. I'm
Prince bit.
already in character.
All right.
What? What is that? Strange, what are you doing? What is this?
I just put my palm right in fucking Tarek's face. Just, Tarek, shush.
Just rips your hand in his face.
Not me using Burger King napkins.
You call
Oh, here
home.
you go. Here's your poop soup thing here. And,
Thank you kindly.
Here's
Oh
your,
my god! And I
fancy
just
rat.
grab it right from them and just shove it in my backpack. And then I shh. Quiet.
I walk with grace.
Why
Mud.
What? Are we talking quiet now?
Mud.
Yes.
I am fancy. I am grace. I am walking without passive a trace.
Unfathomable that we are graced by the Prince of the Fae.
The shiny metal man is over there.
Yes, when you're talking of adventurers, you couldn't even fathom the deep pockets on this one.
Listen to make
Pockets in the
even more
armor?
jingly sounds. More
Right.
jingly sounds as I walk.
Metaphorically speaking, I'm saying how wealthy, how rich.
Can they trade these metaphors for items?
Yes.
Okay.
More than anyone you've ever met. Treat them better than anyone you've ever met. Or
Hey, shiny metal person!
No.
Why are you out?
shush.
Do they not like being talked to?
Talk to me. Talk to me, and I'll talk to them. They don't like being talked to directly.
You know that they are just like a sounding beacon to get murdered with that shiny armor, just gleaming in all
They are royalty.
I'm gonna. This is not normally how it would go. I'm gonna use a spirit shroud to summon my entourage, my ghostly entourage.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Do you
Turtle's
want me
over
to
here
roll for
fighting with a
performance?
stick, glancing to Nethab. What the hell are we doing?
We need to
Like,
speed this up.
looks back towards them and is like, what is going on?
Looks to
Pharaoh?
Ramira, just like,
What is going on?
I mean,
She's
Nethab
also
goes,
the same thing. She's like, I'm trying.
also like just holding a stick in one hand that's wrapped around her wrist for
And
some
she's
reason.
like, what's the stick? What's the stick?
All right, emissary of Shiny Man. What do we do? I literally don't know what to do. I don't. You look a lot like the giant glass thing that walks around here, Shiny Man.
The prince would like to mention there is a forest of sweet treats that they are willing to trade you.
There's a forest in the desert.
There's a forest on the edge of the desert.
There's
They
no
own it.
We know about the Oasis, but we never heard of no forest.
It's a marshmallow forest. As Fiend turns his back, like trying to keep a straight face.
There's a marshmallow forest.
There's a marshmallow forest. I know I gave you a recipe so that you can make infinite of it, but may you pick them while you make them.
That seems like a lot of work.
I'm gonna look to you. I'm gonna look to Fiend. Make some whispers in like made up language.
Uh-huh. Right.
I'll smack you slightly.
Very much so, yes. Absolutely. I understand this now. Have you ever heard of gumdrops?
Have we got what we need? Have we got the items?
Everyone was so still for
I
a second, everyone froze.
There's like a world-ending apocalypse on the horizon, and we're here fucking canoodling marshmallows.
But Saf, the mushroom forest.
Charlie,
No.
Charlie, we must
Lean
go to
over.
Candy Mountain.
It's just somebody ran.
Neth just starts to rise up from the top of the cavern wall and looks over to you, Farrell, and be like, just like a topple like a front foot gainer, starts to somersault off of it, lands over everybody. So sorry to break up this interruption, but we're in a bit of a time schedule, so
Yes.
see you soon. Just a giant smoke cloud just envelops the entire fucking area.
Terry picks up some sand from the ground. Pocket sand.
You're gonna blind the coconut?
Like, Mr. Bean's like,
I'm gonna make them make dexterity saves.
Mr. Bean's like, what am I doing? Why am I here?
They all
to
want to
leave
know why you're
now.
here. What is happening?
What is happening?
And you just feel like a hand kind of grabbing your wrist and
Let me
just
grab-
like
I'll grab her mirror. and grab
hooking
the
it
string.
down to the other entrance of the the walkway here,
Oh my
taking
god.
in behind the makeshift marketplace. As you just hear all the kobolds just like coughing and just, I just saved my life! Where did that come from? Oh, Jesus Christ! And just running out the other door, or at the other side, starting to careen down into that open sand dune. And he just got you all by the hand and just like making a beeline for it, trying to forcefully get you all the fuck out of there.
Clattering.
Eating
Pharaoh
the
grabbed
crossbow
her
from my
mirror. I was like,
inventory.
let's go.
Goodbye, crossbow. You served me well. By served me well, I never used you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Gone.
I used my dagger to cut my finger off in 16 levels.
Mm.
But you start to make your way down the sand dune and going across as you see the smoke kind of dissipate off in the distance from the canyon walls into the air. We'll make another constitution check this time for being out
Okay.
in the sunlight all this time, traversing through.
Is that standard roll or advantage? What was it?
It's just con. This is not advantage, this one.
It's con.
Bada bing.
Holy shit!
Oh.
Thank you, crit kit. I crit.
Oh.
Hey, you crit.
As per the name suggests. So that is a 27 on Constitution.
Okay. How'd everyone else do?
Con
16.
save 15.
16.
16.
Con save?
Yeah,
Oh, well, then in that case,
15.
15.
24. And if it's a con save and anyone's within 5 feet of me, add 4.
Oh, that's right.
Nice. All right.
So you guys are well and good.
31.
20.
Jesus Christ. Trying to keep your composures well kept. Again, with Neth kind of leading the way, trying to find all the shade and all these like little rest stops in between. Walking for so long in the hot heat, you're able to just like drink like gulps of water, be able to continue going. Eventually, you do. It's about like an hour or so since you left the kobolds behind. You're getting very, very close to the Oasis encampment. You do the sun's starting to get a bit lower now, into that kind of golden sunset sort of light hue. You do find yourselves going past this makeshift campsite next to a cave mouth where there are some abandoned tents. A fire, sort of makeshift fireplace has kind of gone out, and a few books and a piece of clothing that are kind of dried on by a wire nearby. Presumably this is the site that the kobolds had talked about grabbing that mummy rot antidote off of. As you can see, trails going into the cave mouth entrance, claw marks and hands just like scratching against it, being with tracks kind of guiding into the entrance there.
So what was so important that you held us up for this amount of time?
Well,
Still holding like stick because she's not sure what to do with it.
I noticed they had a potion of mummy rot cure.
Right.
You have mommy issues?
No. Yes.
No, it's
However, I'm not
Dad's in
going
prison.
to die by mummy with a U rot. Have you ever heard of mummy rot?
I can't say I do. Or I have, rather.
Right. It is as though your lungs are filling with sand. And you choke on that to death. this. We'll stop that.
Do you think
You're
that we're
welcome.
gonna run into mummies?
We're in a fucking desert, and these kobolds had this potion. 1 + 1 = fish in this scenario, and I wanted to be safe. And they mentioned that a mummy was dragging a motherfucker into a tomb, and he was trying to get to this exact potion.
You can
So I
do
was trying
all
to
of
buy
the
it.
things like you want to, but you're the one who's been out talking to folks. I was standing over yonder, so I didn't know any of this information.
I understand that, but I wanted to make sure that we didn't die by sand in our lungs.
There's only one person who can use that potion.
Yes, and hopefully only one of us gets mummy rotted. Hopefully none of us gets mummy rotted. Only one of us has to run into our mummy.
Okay, side note. Do you know what this is? Holding up the stick.
Holding up the stick?
Which
That
now
is an
wrapped
immovable
around-
rod. Oh, never mind.
No,
Sorry.
no, it's now wrapped around her wrist. She's like, what's this?
Mr. Fiend would like to essentially prestidigitation fire onto
Do
said
not
stick.
burn my stick.
Does the stick begin to move?
So you makeshift a real fire or a fake fire?
It's kind of like a burning sensation.
Okay.
It makes it feel hot. It's not like damaging.
All right. So as you kind of snap the fingers, flick the wrists onto the coiled piece of wood, sort of like, almost like a candle flare kind of lights up on it, and the thing jitters for a minute and falls off your wrist, falls on the ground, and starts to snake away.
No, you're gonna scare it away now. I pick it back up.
It's a snake. That's so fun. It's like a little
Okay,
slap bracelet.
So it is a living creature.
It's a stick that turns into a snake.
A stick to snake?
A stick to snake.
Stick to snake.
And I pick it back up.
Sounds
Sorry,
really on
anyone
the
want
nose.
that?
I don't know.
I'm holding the snake like this, like with
Like a Slim Jim.
What's such a thing?
like my finger, like my thumb on the back of its head. That way it can't like squirm around and bite me.
It
The
looks so
bottom part
fun.
like that has this coloration of a solid like wooden stick, but it's like moving around, coiling, and starts to like wrap
Okay,
itself
I just,
around
like-
your wrist again.
Yeah, I'm like holding it. Okay, I have a stick to snake now.
All right then. Can I Arcana check that thing?
For what reason?
Just trying to figure out the fuck it is.
I begged Kevin for this spell. Do not ruin this, right?
For the purposes of speed, and I know your contract will be a fucking million, you are able to determine that this is a very old spell, a very old school of magic that does have the properties to turn inanimate objects into lifelike creatures. This one being the famous stick to snake
snakes.
spell.
Okay,
Stick to snakes.
we're good. I'm good. Good to
Second
go.
edition spell, baby.
Mr. Fiend looks at it, rolls his eyes, and moves on.
Cool.
Alright.
I'm keeping it. It's mine now.
And it'll take you a bit of time to kind of like figure out how it works and everything. As like
Fine.
specific
I have
bits
sticks
of
to snakes and
magic,
I don't care.
but you have that on you. With
Finally.
room to move. But you go past the campsite. Don't want to investigate. Just move on. Keep going through to the Oasis.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oasis time, baby. Let's go.
So,
Oh, music change.
Uh-oh.
sorry, I got ahead there. So some time does pass. The sun does get fairly low, and it's got this nice golden aura that's just lighting up the sky on fire at this moment. Temperature is starting to lower itself a bit, and the vapors from the heat wave from the ground is getting pretty intense. And making your way through more sort of just more rock after rock after rock after rock, just like an endless labyrinth of red rock all over the place. And you're starting to get into each other's nerves. The heat does not help at all. Everyone's starting to get very, very irritable on each other's case. You're kind of just wanting this thing to be fucking over at this point, having wandered around in like the desert environment for so fucking long. Eventually, the sort of rocky terrain just keeps winding and winding and winding, and it's just this never-ending Arizona rock canyon formation that just gets dizzying after a while being in it for so long. Like, it just goes on forever. There's not a lot of openings or anything like that, and you start to lose faith after a while, but all of a sudden you start to smell salt water in the air. Cold winds starting to come in your general direction, as most of you have just been looking down at the ground this whole time. And for what feels like a lifetime of walking, your feet are aching and sore, hard as rocks through this constant travel. The sweet breeze and sweet smell of ocean water comes into your purview. And you finally just hear Neth say it. We're here. And you look on to a massive sea dune with no end in sight. No rocks or anything. You don't see water, you don't see trees, you see nothing. This is a hot pot. Do you all trust me?
Do we really have a choice?
Surprisingly, yes.
And as he
Why
walks,
not?
As he walks forward, you just see this endless horizon of desert. He just gets to the end of the rock path. Drops off of it and just falls.
Oh shit!
What?
Looks over. Well,
Does that mean we follow them or what?
Far
You
down,
didn't
is it?
explain anything.
It
um,
fucking
Just goes for it. Yeet!
Oh,
yeah, Ramirez just kind of look over and then step off.
all right.
Like,
And she does the same.
How far down is it?
It's like 300 feet drop.
Farrell just drops.
That's a big
On the
old drop.
side. Doo-doo-doo.
So one after the other, you start to drop off the edge of this cliffside. As you start to fall, you think you're just going to just start falling for quite some time, but you fall for like just a few seconds. It's just like falling off of a heavy sort of steep step.
Mm.
As you all just one at a time, and you just fall face first into a shoreline. And water of the tide starts to just crawl up your hands as you look down and see your imprints in wet sand. And the cold breeze in the air of the salt water comes to you. As you look up, you see these palm trees that are just kind of waving in the breeze. Start to just drift back and forth. And then you kind of just like look up and you start to see this huge body of water starting to encircle in all directions around this, it's hard to describe it, town, not exactly a marketplace, but some vital piece of metropolis in front of you. Buildings kind of made out of sandwork and stone and just like whatever materials are nearby, but a makeshift little circular town of sorts. And there's a little rowboat, sort of a long canoe, standing or sitting kind of a couple feet from you, like a few long boats with oars situated, as Ness starts to push out the longboat. This way for rest and relaxation, everybody. The longboat's in the water,
All right then.
just signals you all to kind of follow suit.
Yeah.
And if
Do
you
so.
look at your Roll20 map,
Oh. Ah.
Oh damn!
Look at that. Wow.
this Oasis town, this respite in the hot sand environment starts to come into view with this kind of sandstone wall face that kind of encompasses this little tiny little metropolis with a bunch of square shaped houses and buildings kind of all around. It looks very, very old, much like an old sort of fortified fort that's just been lost through time. Like a lot of stone is kind of sanded down or broken away, cracks in it, that kind of thing. And you hear the murmuring of people inside. As you all take these sort of longboats over across the sort of moat of water that's encompassing around this little village of sorts. It is a welcome change from everything else you've been up to the last 3 days. Even just the water, like you're putting your hand in it as you glide the longboat and seeing this crystal blue water just ripple like glass along the surface, and just little sparkles of phosphorescence and things kind of sparkling within. And it's just super lovely. And just like as soon as you put your hand in the water, the cool down from your body just becomes instant as you start to make your way over to this little rest stop. And just so many thoughts go through you of just being able to finally just like sit down, rest in like a bed or something, or at least like a bundle of hay, like anything that's not fucking rock. And you start to make your way over to the stairs here, with Neth behind you kind of parking the longboats over. And you see a few of them kind of shuffled along the shoreline for people to get to and from that sort of hidden entranceway. Welcome to the Oasis, everybody. I could use a fucking drink. And Neth just starts to walk forward through the stairways here, past the sort of entranceway where these two kind of makeshift towers are. And you start to see just few clusters of people kind of walking in and out, a lot of them having hoods and protection from their eyes and their face from the heat and the sun. People getting like fountains of water just like poured over them just to get any kind of respite from the intense heat and things like that. A couple people bartering for items, things talking. You can hear just voices talking about like where they're going to go next, where their adventures have taken them thus far. But everyone who's kind of walking around, like walking to and from, just kind of like walks around you, doesn't like bump into you or anything. They're fairly sparse. It's not like a condensed sort of metropolis that you've seen in the past. Like this is fairly sparse. Think of like a little small, like the smallest small town you've ever been in, with just like a few people are there in the off season kind of deal. But you kind of venture forth still with Neth kind of leading the way, kind of getting into like a central hub over here. And you notice right in the center here, there is a statue of sorts, some sort of monument with multiple groupings of people inside of it. I'm gonna have all of you roll investigation checks really quick.
Ooh. Investigation. Yeah.
It's bad.
My dice fell off. No. I did 4.
It's a 10.
No, 19.
24.
15.
Tarek, the rest of you look at the statue as Neth kind of juts forward a little bit and starts to try to talk to some locals about finding maybe a place to rest for the night, or, you know, usual information. But the rest of you notice that this grouping of people in the middle of the statue seems to be like a group of them, like an adventuring party of sorts, all sort of looking in various poses. Some like looking like they're about to fight, some looking like they're about hit by something, all in various poses. And for most of you, kind of walking up to this, for Sir Strange, Ramira, Feral, Fiend, you kind of recognize not who these people are personally, but you recognize what kinds of humanoids they are, what kind of races they are, what kind of Denzians they are. One kind of looks like an rather fairly older looking Goliath. Another one looks like a younger red tiefling. Another one has a bit of a younger mid-20s human with some guns on their side.
Oh shit!
Another one looks more like a young air genasi with robes kind of hanging down their sides. Another one is a Yuan Ti that has like these arcane robes kind of wrapping around them. Another one looks like a fighter of some kind, has many weapons sort of around them. A human male, and the last one appears to be a female drow. And Tarek, as soon as you get closer,
Yeah.
you recognize
I recognize all of those people.
these individuals instantly.
So this is a statue, right?
It's a collection of them.
Is it okay. Is it a are they like life size, or is it like like are they all like individual statues, or
They're all kind of clumped together in this sort of central part of this space, and they're fairly human-sized.
oh, so okay, so they're not like fully life size.
They're about like as big as you, but you're fairly far away from it to like see any details from it this far.
What the fuck? Tarek audibly says out loud that everyone
What?
would hear.
What?
That's not possible.
What are you talking about?
How?
I'm going to need you to use your words.
Educate us,
there's
my friend.
There's no easy way to say this. That's my old party.
What?
And
Where? Over there by the
even-
stalls?
Wait,
Even older friends.
wait.
Well,
The-
enemies.
hold on.
Them.
I'm gonna walk up to them.
Yeah. Tarek is walking straight over to the
You
statues.
have told Farrell some about them.
A little
Not-
bit, yeah.
Not all.
Okay,
Um,
so
Mentioned a
Farrell,
couple of names.
Farrell and Tarek going up there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Absolutely.
I'm also gonna follow them. Tarek, I thought you said your party died.
One of them. Which Tarek walks straight over to the Goliath, looks up, and is so again just
So along these life-size images of these statues,
right.
you look down and they all have plaques sort of etched into the stone
Okay.
under them. The Goliath saying Havadar, the Tiefling saying Maeve, the human says Duncan, the Air Genasi says Tyra, Rubella for the Yuan Ti, Gideon for the male, Alicia for the female drow.
Why are those two with them? That's worrying. So, okay.
Tarek, are these bad people?
No. Well, looks to the one of the humans and the drow. Those two are bad news if they see me.
Why?
The rest of them, well, everyone else here, my old party members, those two are people I knew before them. They're from my
Like
old Hexblade
them?
clan.
Or
I betrayed them.
oh,
Yeah.
not what I thought at all.
Yeah, betrayed.
went
well,
to your
technically, I
bad guy.
betrayed all of them. I killed him. Points to the Goliath.
Oh,
Yeah. So
oh, Tarek,
I-
you're so nice to us. I can't imagine you killing me ever.
So check that, or are you just like, is that just
No,
clear
she's being
sarcasm?
genuine.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Can I try something real quick?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity. This is to Kevin. Derek, which one was the nicest?
Looks to the tiefling.
I walk over to the tiefling.
Anyone's gonna be.
Okay, so you're all like right in front of the statue.
Yeah.
You're looking over.
I'm gonna go specifically over the tiefling. So I don't know much about statues or things like that, but like, are these actually statues? Kind of looking to Tarek, like, do you think these are actually statues?
I mean,
Make an investigation check.
I don't want to. I want to. Farrell doesn't want to do an investigation check. I want to cast Greater Restoration on the tiefling.
oh shit.
Okay.
So she just like, she's like, this one.
That's Maeve, yes.
They kind of just poke,
What are you planning to do?
like just touch their forehead, and then cast Greater Restoration, and it comes off in like a very blue, like water type of looking spell as she just boop, and sees if it does anything.
Oh
You
no.
go to touch the tiefling's head. Water comes out of your hand. The Greater Restoration spell to take hold, and you go to touch the statue. I need Farrell, Ramira, and Tarek to all make wisdom saving throws.
Oh no!
What are they doing?
Clarification.
What's going on?
I am within. I'd like to think that I'm near them.
Yeah.
You were staying straight here while they walked forward.
Oh, okay. Well, so it's just me and Fiend.
It's you two kind of looking on as they
Just
walk
me and
forward.
Strange.
Wisdom save.
You
Oh,
said
that's
wisdom
gonna
saving.
happen.
Yeah.
Plus 5, 19.
19.
Okay. Well, that's gonna be more for me. Hold on.
Okay, thank God my wisdom save is bumped.
That's why I was like, hold on, because Farrell's is at.
We're both tieflings.
I got a 19.
19.
I hope that's enough. I rolled real low.
Don't worry, Seth.
Oh,
you and me
boy.
both 19s.
Yeah.
7 for Farrell.
7.
27. As soon as you touch that statue, Farrell, you kind of, the water comes out of your hand as you touch the tiefling's forehead. Nothing happens.
Oh no.
And you look over to Tarek and Ramira. Oh, that didn't work. And you look at them going,
What's wrong? What's wrong?
they
What is wrong,
are, it feels like 1,000 jolts of electricity is currently going through your bodies. You are stunned in place, unable to move, as your body's convulsing and all of your muscles are just contorting and freezing in place, and you're stuck.
Can't move.
And as you guys are in this frozen state,
Fuck. This is good.
you hear
It's really bad.
Really bad. Fuck. Oh, who is it?
some claps echo around you.
Oh, they'll immediately start looking around.
I'm concerned.
Defensive stance.
I'm so
Atop
worried.
from this
I swear to God.
building,
I swear
this
to God.
turquoise broken top,
Oh, I'm so worried.
is a familiar face.
Oh no.
I'm so worried.
Black cloak covered head to toe, big burlap black hood raises over, and a familiar bald head with scars all over it and a dark tanned figure looks towards you. Taking the disguise that Reynard took back in the city of Utanzu is Reynard, as the identity cripples down from head to toe, and you see the familiar fox Phaelord in his usual Robin Hood garb starting to clap. Well, I do say there, Frostbreakers, well done, well done. for getting this far. Seriously, I didn't think you'd even make it this far. I thought maybe back there a few feet you might have crumbled or died for all the other things that were coming out of this canyon, but you made it. Way to go. Looks down at you with Fiend looking up, Sir Strange looking up. Farrell, you're able to kind of take your hand off the statue and walk backward a bit, but Tarek and
Yeah, she's got a very
Ramiro
defensive, like her hands are ready, like raised if she can do anything.
are not able to move. As Reynard looks down at you all, you've all done a very good job at this point, but I'm afraid, my friends, this is where the journey ends. For all of you, unfortunately. We can't have you really going too far and actually completing this whole thing, am I right?
I'm gonna kill you.
Hey, Reynard, how long have you worked for Gloomwing?
Oh, not that long, you see. Kind of went around and gave us a little bit of a pitch, you see, and for my part, was going to take care of Loki at the end of the thing, and there will only be one god of trickery standing, and given all the shit that I've seen, all the shit that that motherfucker's done to me in the past, felt like it was a good trade.
I just kind of glance towards Fiend, as this is not necessarily my direct enemy.
It
You're
was.
right. There
quite
will
a-
be one god at the end of all of this. Fiend doesn't look even remotely surprised.
Not very surprising then. I guess you were kind of expecting something to maybe happen there, old friend. But I might have a couple little teeny tiny little surprises left over for you to get a little bit more verklempt of, let's say.
I was tricked by Loki. Do you think I wasn't expected to be tricked by you? And you're lesser than him?
I wouldn't think I'm lesser. You see, I've been very, very good over the years to make people think and see lots of things that I want. For instance, snaps the fingers, all of the townspeople just drift away in dust. None of them are there. Oh, but maybe you'd like to prefer how we dealt with it the last time we met. Claps the hands. The whole terrain turns right back into the underground labyrinth from the bag of holding from before.
Right. You expected me to believe that a god, an archfey, was tricked by the bagman that we killed. Right. Yes. Nothing goes according to plan, except for things that a god plans. I was fooled by a god of trickery right before I met you. So nothing that you set before me would ever trick me until you pulled the trigger. Nothing. I set you on a mission. You said, yes, sir. And I said, really? We'll see.
Well, then I must be a bit of a boring piece of company then. You're right. You saw this coming from a mile away. Wet blanket. I see. Well, might as well get on with it. They don't seem very surprised about me being here. And you start to see red arcane energy starting to spread out from the collection of statues from Tarek's whole party. For these lines kind of bend and twist and form into another familiar sigil that you have all seen before.
Oh no.
Fail!
As this fire ray starts to form out of the ground and prop itself up, and a very familiar spiked minotaur comes out with a giant mace. And another shadowy figure comes out from behind him.
Don't. Ah, fuck.
Baelor and Bale come out of a huge fiery hell portal, his spiked mace dragging along the wind and rock floor. Baelor, this massive, huge demonic force with huge wings, a giant lightning whip in one hand and a massive fire sword in the other, come forward. Reynard up there. Still surprised? Maybe a little bit. Just a little.
Got me there.
Hey, Fiend. I know we both can be egotistical at times, but I will say this, and I mean it. I'm gonna tear the pelt off that fucking fox. Slowly.
Only if I get to eat what's underneath.
Good. I need a bathroom rug anyway. And pulls out a sword.
As you all start to take your weapons out of your sheath, lighting up the hands, as Baelor dragging the mace. Tarek.
Oh.
The loud voice rumbling throughout his bale speaks to you. You have been chosen to join those who've come before. He calls to you. They call to you. Let the sins of the past come forward. As the statues start to... The cement pieces flake and crust off. As your former party members start to protrude out of the statue in these zombie-like form with their skin all tattered and sucked in, dried out, ghoulish looking. Still? No? You're so surprised? No? Nothing?
I'm gonna fucking kill you!
Okay. Alright. I see you're just like... I just wanted you there, but you're not quite there.
It's a little hard for him to show, enthusiasm.
Ah, yes.
Right. Beryl's hands are still up like she's ready to cast light.
You want enthusiasm?
Yes, Tarek.
Enthusiasm. Tarek's eyes glow. I'm casting Finger of Death.
You are currently stunned and incapacitated. So we'll get there in a minute. But
oh yeah.
As you're all looking on, and Reynard giving his final coup de grace, I can see that you're still not impressed. I think that maybe just... we could do a little bit better.
Oh no.
Are you joining the party anytime soon, my friend? As Neth...
No!
Neth. Buddy.
Neth, you bitch!
Buddy, no.
Starts to shake and quake a bit as his joints start to become erratic and is just turns around from the illusionary townspeople that we're speaking to, and you see black ink and ooze coming out from their eye drops and their mouth. I couldn't control my sound. And starts to lurch over. All this black bile starts to rage out of their esophagus as the ooze underneath them starts to form, as Neth pukes out all this ooze and falls down as a familiar symbiote creature starts to...
How'd he get out?
Not that one.
Not that one.
Different one.
There's a lot of them.
That's the thing, not that one.
Form out of Neth and falls forward.
Oh my god, was that the ooze in the cave? Holy shit. and killed the displacer beast. We were
As
literally right
Reynard
there.
takes off his hat. May this be the finest final act the Frostbreakers have ever seen.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
May the best god win. Takes off the rapier. Kill them. As Baelor and Bale start running towards you, this flaming portal open, and you see all the Denzians of Avernus behind them. It's there, everyone, that we're gonna end the stream.
The ooze was right there in the cave. We literally slept in the cave where the ooze had been. Hey, Ben.
Final arc, everybody.
Hey, Ben.
Final arc.
My condolences.
No. Oh, God.
So we're gonna pick this up next week with a pretty motherfucking serious battle with Rhaenyra and Tarek currently stunned.
Yeah, that's fun.
Isn't that over in 1 minute, though? Isn't that like a time
That's a
constraint? He was monologuing a long
mini round.
time.
That's true. We can knock like 40 seconds off that, right, Kevin? Maybe even 50, if you're feeling generous.
We'll find out next week, everybody.
Oh, fuck.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Hey, y'all been telling me to kill you for weeks. You're finally getting your wish,
I
right?
literally told you when we started. No, it's been me. I literally told you when we started this campaign that, Kevin, don't take it easy on me. Just kill me.
I
And you're
swear
like,
to God.
fine. And for the past 2 years, I've egged you on, and now I'm like, oh.
God.
I asked for that.
Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in this week's episode of Beyond the Realms. I hope you had a good time. Join us tomorrow for Wild Beyond the Witchlight with all those fine folks. Quincy's Tavern, James Broward, Jack Lynch, and Jay Wally. But yeah, keep it cool there, daddy-os, and good luck, Frostbreakers. All right, well, we'll see you next week, everybody. I love those half smiles. As always, stay safe, wash your hands, everyone. We love you greatly. Thank you for all of your amazing support. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a wonderful time.